Oh, yeah. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast, live Sunday morning edition. How's everybody doing? Thank you for being here. All right. So we got a pretty good show for you planned today. For the moment, I'm rocking solo, but very shortly, my main man, Sneed Got What You Need, is going to be in here to kick it with me while Transformer does his duty to our great nation. So you won't see him today. He'll be back later on in the week. But regardless, you know how we get down, and we're going to make it happen. All right, so we're going to run through our usual. We're going to shout out the channel members, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the quick hits and then get into the topics. But as you can see, today is Super Sunday, so we're going to talk some NFL, of course. It's not obviously going to be the last time we talk NFL, but obviously after today, we're not going to have any more games because it's the final game of the season, which is always a saddening thing, but that's okay because then we get into the off season, we get into draft prep, we get into the NFL draft and so on and so forth. And well, the season will be back before you know it, college and pro. But in the meantime, of course, we'll have plenty of NBA. But regardless, we're going to talk some NFL, and then we are going to talk, of course, LeBron James, right? Because why not, right? That's what we do. All right, but let's go ahead and we'll start with showing love to the channel members because we really appreciate you guys, and you help make things happen here. So, of course, number one, Coach T, appreciate you always. It's not that serious. Was good. Chief Sid Bubba, shout out to you. Shout out to everything you've done for our great nation. Shout out to what you do for this channel. Truly appreciate it. And shout out to the boys from Annapolis. Baltimore Bruce, was good. Steve, king of the chat, my guy. Nino, Sneed, got what you need. And, of course, Micah, New York City stand-up. All right, let's go ahead and do the spiel. Then we'll come back and we'll get into these quick hits. If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast. We should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us a like, leave us a 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. Make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, make a note of it. The Format Podcast is live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And finally, if you're really and truly enjoying the content we're delivering you, make sure you hit that join button. There's going to be exclusive content here just for you. And that's coming. All right. Let's go ahead and let's start off with quick hits, right? So I only have one quick hit to begin the show. And I thought this was interesting because as we know, the NBA trade deadline just passed this past Wednesday. And one of the biggest names, if not the biggest name in trade negotiations or trade discussions, obviously, like LeBron was kind of in there with all the stuff that's come out about him and the Lakers organization as of late, but he has the no trade clause in his contract. So, you know, that was like less of a concern because we didn't actually expect him to get traded, or we didn't actually expect a deal to come out, which he would okay, right? That probably would have been arguably the biggest blockbuster trade in history had LeBron got traded at the deadline, because obviously whoever was trying to get him would have had to come up with a trade to get him that the Lakers would have been amenable to and that he would have been amenable to as well. So that would have been like the biggest blockbuster that we could have had. But the other biggest name was Giannis. And so I thought it was real interesting is that I thought the other thing that was interesting is that when they talked about the trade and Giannis, we have been hearing for a couple of years now, you know, obviously Giannis won the championship in Milwaukee, the first one since the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I want to say in 71. I think the first championship in Milwaukee since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in 71. And so Giannis was able to deliver that. We've seen him, you know, from the time he came into the league, being a guy that nobody expected to become what he's become, build his body, build his game, show loyalty to the city, never force his way out. But since he's won the championship, all the reports have been that he's been very frustrated with the team and the what he perceives as lack of direction. He hasn't been happy with some of the coaching hires. Unfortunately, something I really dislike is that he allegedly has been behind two of the coaches getting fired. Don't like that at all. But he's never tried to force his way out, like by demanding a trade. He's never been a guy that's tried to cause difficulty as far as we know. And so, we're looking at Giannis and we're saying, well, what does he really want? Because again, the reports are that he's not happy there because they're not trying to win. But Giannis, it appears, wants to be a guy that doesn't want to be labeled a malcontent in the media, wants to appear to be loyal. Obviously, the team took a chance on him, drafted him. The team helped him to bring his family to the United States from Greece. So he feels a sense of loyalty. His father passed away in Milwaukee and is buried there. So he has a deep connection to that community and to that team. But at the same time, he's feeling frustrated, and probably also because we're seeing Giannis starting to break down a little more with injuries. So I'm sure he's feeling like his time in the league is starting to slip and he wants to win again, right? Because we always say that, well, not we, but the greatest winners in the history of the game, they always say one championship is not enough. Once you taste that, you want more and more. And so Giannis, he wants to win again, but there's not enough in Milwaukee. So now the question is, okay, what is he doing? Does he want to be there? Does he not want to be there? There's rumors about preferred trade destinations, whether that was Miami, whether that was New York, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, the trade deadline passed. Giannis didn't get traded to anyone. He's still there. But this is interesting because then this is the thing. Now he's doing his thing. And he recently tweeted after the trade deadline. I think he tweeted a clip from Wolf of Wall Street where Leonardo DiCaprio's character yells, "I'm not leaving." So he tweeted that out. And then he also posted this comment where he says, "Legends don't chase, they attract." So it's like, what are you trying to say? Do you want to move on to try to win? Do you want to stay? Whatever it is, just come out and say it. Just say, hey, I want to be here, but I also want this organization to do the best it can to surround me with, a cast, or to build, maybe not surround me, but to build a cast that has the best opportunity at winning. That's all you have to say. Or you say, I've given everything I had. I'm grateful. I'll be forever grateful to this organization, but I think it's time for me to move on and try to see something else. So I do love the comment when he says legends don't chase, they attract. And some people are feeling like that was a direct shot maybe at a certain LeBron James or a certain Kevin Durant and that kind of super team mentality. I don't know. Sneed got what you need. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Good to be here, bro. Letting you cook, man. That's pretty solid stuff there.
Yeah. Man.
I feel like Giannis is trying to play both sides, man. He's trying to make
so.
it clear that he's about winning,
Yeah.
but that's not happening in Milwaukee anymore, right? And he's been a part of that too.
Mm-hmm.
But he's trying to play both sides, right? He's trying to look like the guy who stands 10 toes down, but then he's like flirting with the idea of him going elsewhere. You just can't do both. He wants to endear himself to the fan base. He doesn't want to look like the malcontent. He doesn't want to look like a problem. I think him looking like a problem is unnatural to him. I think about his upbringing and who he is. So it's like he doesn't want to seem like he's high maintenance, because I don't think he is. But he clearly feels like the opportunities have been slipping. So I get it. I completely agree with everything you said, Bruce. But he's trying to navigate something that's basically impossible. Two things can be true.
Yeah.
Sometimes two things are so different they can't be true. You can't, they literally are dichotomous to one another. So it's just not it's not going to work. He just can't do the two things.
Okay, so then how about the second thing that I said? He puts out a statement, says, after this season, of course, I love Milwaukee. This is a wonderful city. This is a wonderful franchise. I basically grew into a man here. My family is from here. I brought my family from Greece here. I will forever be grateful to the Bucks organization. Obviously, he can hire a PR person to craft this statement, as English is not his first language, right? I'll be forever grateful to this organization. My father, the light of my life and one of my early guiding people is buried here. So I'll always be connected to this city. However, I feel at this point we've reached as far as we can go together. And I would like to continue my chase for championships and greatness while I'm still in a position physically to do so. And I feel that may be better in a different place. How hard would that be to say? Milwaukee can't get mad at you because you delivered, unlike LeBron when he ran from Cleveland the first time. You delivered, so they're not going to get mad at you for it.
Who do you want him to say this to?
Publicly. Say this.
Okay.
Yeah, that way you are showing your loyalty, you're showing your love, you're showing your appreciation, but you're saying, my goal is to be the greatest basketball player I can be and to go down as one of the best, and I need more championships to do that. I don't think anybody would be upset if he would just come out and say that instead of, to your point, trying to play both sides.
I think ideally the Bucks say this. I think the conversation between Giannis and Milwaukee needs to be just what you described, and then that needs to be conveyed publicly by the Bucks. If this is really about preserving his image, because I think that's what this is. It's about preservation of his positive equity with the general public.
Yes.
The Milwaukee fan base, whoever follows the league wants to view him favorably. That's the kind of thing they want to hear. But ideally, it would come from Milwaukee. The problem is Milwaukee doesn't want to look like they're quitting and giving up, and they don't want to lose leverage within the trades and all that. But I think there's almost no version of this where he wins. It's really, really hard to be, to win this way in the public. It's hard to do. You have to be very careful about the things you say. He's probably better off never saying anything at all. And if anything was going to be said, it would have come from positive commentary from others speaking about their interactions. Like, I spoke to Giannis. He said he loved Milwaukee. He appreciated, that's the way that should play out.
Okay.
And Bruce, it's 2026. Everybody's in front of mics, bro. Everybody's got a podcast. Every opportunity in front of a microphone is an opportunity to slip and make mistakes. So I think saying less is better, unless you have a confidant that will publicly speak on it in a favorable light. It was always going to be messy, Bruce. Playing in a small market, winning a chip once, he already had that advantage. He had, I think he just had to stay away from the commentary, and he would have done a little bit better.
I don't know. I just think that if most things, if worded correctly, can go over, right? I don't think that most intelligent, rational people, which I guess aren't really most people, but I think that
fans, right? You throw the rationalization and the reason and logic out the window.
Yeah, I'm just I think if he presents that well, to your point, or maybe he and Milwaukee do a joint presser, and they both, are sitting up there on the dais and they say what they got to say. And, again, it's the key is Giannis always has in his pocket that he delivered. Yeah. He delivered. So that Milwaukee 71 to 2017, no titles. So and who knows when the next one will be. So he can always say, I delivered. I did everything I could. Y'all know that.
He could say that today. He could say that last week. He could say that anytime anybody tries to portray him negatively. He could literally say, what did I do wrong here? My whole career here, drafted, developed, life happened here, children, the family, the thing you mentioned about his father. You could say all this happened here. I have nothing but glowing positive things to say about my experience so far. It was a life experience, right? So he can say that at any time. And I think that's a reminder to people, that there is no venom, vitriol, negative energy for one another.
Yeah. Yeah.
The business side is a problem, right? And the aspirations to win a chip. The Bucks have their missteps in this. I personally believe that they handed a championship to the Celtics when they let Drew Holiday go there. That was a big mistake. That was a huge mistake.
I'm okay with it, Sneak.
Yeah, I know you are, and I'm happy for you, bro. But you have a this
Yeah.
is and we saw the same thing happen with the Lakers
Mhm.
to not run it back. Like what why? If
Mhm.
anything, you have to actually improve your team, right?
Right.
Not make subtractions. So part of that's on and then capitulating to Giannis in roster decisions and coaching decisions.
Mhm.
How often does that work?
You know I don't like that. You
How
know
often? And
about that.
then if you're the player forcing the issue, well, now you play GM. You need to be evaluated as the GM because you said I want this, that, and the third. So, in my opinion, the venom needs to be pointed at Giannis in some ways, right?
Mhm.
I can objectively view these things and say there were missteps. Nothing is perfect. 2026 players empowerment. You know, Milwaukee not known for its winning ways, right? A couple chips in several decades. I mean, they were able to win some chips with revolutionary players. Like Kareem's a one in a lifetime.
Mhm. Yeah.
Giannis turned out to be a one in a lifetime. Shout out to them for making those picks, right? Well,
Right.
yeah. So it's never going to be perfect, Bruce. There was always going to be some mess and spillage in the public.
Yeah. No, no doubt, no doubt. All right. One more quick hit. I don't know if you have one, Sneed, but I got another one, and you'll love this. You'll love this. The reports are coming out
Oh God,
that James Harden and what's your other guy's name? Mitchell.
the
I can't.
fact that you don't know, you couldn't like he's literally the best shooting guard in the league.
I know that. Listen,
That's crazy to me, bro.
his first name slipped me. I don't. It starts with a D. I know it slipped me.
Come on, man. Come
I
on,
don't
man.
know why. I'm getting old, man. I don't know. No, but
You weren't old a week ago, bro. Chill out, bro.
it happens. No. These things slip me from time to time. But Mitchell and Harden are reportedly trying to woo LeBron to Cleveland to create a super team. Go figure. Now, this is what I'll say. This is what's being reported. It's my opinion that LeBron had this in his back pocket all along. I believe that he would be the one behind trying to put this together. I don't think it's them, but again, he's always got to control the narrative. So it would look better for him if it got presented as them trying to put this thing together. But I'm telling you, Sneed, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying it's very likely that LeBron will be back in your city next year. I'm just saying.
This is horrible. This is awful.
Hey, man, I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, like the way you framed it is interesting, and I kind of like the angle, presenting it as like who benefits, how they benefit, that sort of thing. That's always valid conjecture, and I think a good discourse. But why, right? If I'm the Cavs, why? You don't need stories. You need championships.
It's not about that either. It's about the money. Think about
The
this.
money.
Yeah, Sneed, think about this. From a lot of these owners, right? Most owners are not actually trying to win across sports. They're trying to get paid as much as they can, right? So think about the amount of bread that one is going to bring back to the city. We know how much money.
All right, I'm going to stop you there. The Cavs were just in the second apron. 2 teams were in the second apron to start the season. Cavs were one of them. Continue.
Right. So this is what I believe. I do believe that LeBron will likely convince these two guys, if he decides to go there, to redo their deals and back up some. And I think for the first time in a long time, he will back down some on his money as well, because I think he's realizing he doesn't have a ton of options coming up this year, right? So I think he'll back down and they'll make the money work. Money can always be made to work. It always can. If everybody wants to take the max, of course not, but it can always be made to work if, minds are willing to come to agreement on these things. Now, that said, so that said, where was I? So I think this is very interesting, man. I do. And the money. So think about how much money, especially if it is LeBron's final season, if he announces it'll be a retirement tour back in Cleveland, the marketing, the branding, how much every single ticket will go for. They'll boost the price on everything in the stadium. Parking will cost more. There'll probably be another jersey patch, final year retirement tour, whatever they decide to put on it. That's more money. It will make so much money. It would be worth it to deal with it, even if you don't win a championship. That's what owners are about. Most owners aren't about titles. They're about checks. You know that.
Bruce, the owners, the GMs, the league is sick of LeBron's ass. I'm not even really sure like how this happens, like fairy tale ending, capitulating to LeBron, giving him the things he wants. Like, do you really, that's not happening in LA right now? And he's better in LA this year than he'd be in Cleveland next year. Like, I operate with a very simple premise that every team is competing to try to win a chip.
But that's
just if they're competing on the floor, the Cavs are working towards making a finals run. They were last year. They're trying to do that this year. They made a move to bring in James Harden to pair him with Donovan Mitchell. I don't think Donovan Mitchell is interested at all. Donovan Mitchell's non-confrontational. He's not a problem. He doesn't want to make issues. He'll never publicly come out and say anything derogatory or negative. James Harden clearly wants to start things on the right note in Cleveland. No way. They don't want LeBron there. Well, you got Evan Mobley, DPOY, one of the best young talents in the league. Jared Allen is a proven commodity. Young players, Porter Jr., Tyson, like these guys are playing, man. A coach who has a philosophy, who is able to coach. You are going to dismantle everything by bringing in a former superstar who has clearly aged and cannot produce the winning or impact the winning he used to. It could explode, Bruce, in front of our faces. It could completely derail everything. For what? For a fairy tale ending? For who? Too risky. No benefit for the organization from a winning standpoint. You don't think Dan Gilbert, the owner of the Cavs, wants to be taken seriously? Come on, man. No way. This is a huge problem.
You're looking at this very rationally, and I respect that. I'm just telling you, it could happen, and I think it's likely to happen. Because you also have to look at
I'm going to go on the other side. I say it's unlikely to happen. And I'm going far away. So you're saying far to the likely side. I'm saying far to the unlikely side.
Sneed, let me ask you this, real talk. Who else besides a bad team is willing to deal with LeBron and Bronny?
Nobody wants to deal with. What do you mean, bro?
Exactly. And LeBron doesn't want to go.
He won a championship in LA.
Yeah.
He brought them all of the attention.
Yeah.
He brought them all of the monies.
And he about to be gone from there.
And they won't give him another contract.
That's right.
So the Lakers won't do it. And they are a complete clown show with Jeannie Buss.
It was reported that Cleveland is open to a reunion. You saw that, right? You're there. I know you saw that. I'm just saying. I know you don't want it. I'm saying it seems like the most likely outcome. That's all. But this is a quick hit. we're going to need to actually.
The whole league is operating on their own time. They're not going to operate on the time of a player who has been being sunsetted.
I'm just saying. You get. I know you don't want to see it, man, but I think it's likely, and we'll find out next year. You know I'm going to laugh very, very hard if it does.
And I'm going to cry very, very hard because that takes us out of contention.
But hey, that's one less hurdle in the East.
Bro, I'm a serious association guy. Like I'm a serious basketball guy. I'm not a stan of players. I don't follow players around. I watch teams play basketball.
I get it. And I'm with you. I get it. All right. Oh man, that was good. That was a great way to start off.
I knew I shouldn't have came back after the last show.
I'm just saying. All right. As I mentioned, we are here to the end of the college, the end of the NFL season. Today is the final day. The off season starts, and we had earlier in the week we had the 2025 NFL awards, and I wanted to run these down with you, Sneed, and talk about them a little bit and get your thoughts on who won what and if you think that they got that right, etc. So do we want to start with the MVP and go down the list, or do we want to start at the bottom and go up?
Your preference, Bruce.
Okay. All right, so let's start MVP. It is who we thought it was going to be for probably the entire second half of the season, and that is Matthew Stafford, quarterback, Los Angeles Rams. So even before we get into should he have won, I'm sure you've heard me say this. Can I just voice a little frustration? Why don't they just go ahead and say the MVP award is for the best quarterback on the best team?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're doing now. It would be nearly impossible.
Nobody else is a legitimate consideration at any position. Right.
Right. Yeah. They go in every year looking for it to be a quarterback. That's not cool. That's not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have that. I think it's totally unrealistic and unfair. And in addition to that, the most valuable thing, I can't believe we're still arguing over this. I made the whole argument last season when everyone was up in arms over Josh Allen winning it over Lamar Jackson. I did the episode where I played Emmanuel Acho's breakdown of him actually calling the awards people to find out, hey, what are we voting on? And them specifying and clarifying value, not best, right? But of course, no one wants to hear that because for whatever reason, all these years, it's been, basically the best. So why don't they change it instead of MVP and make it MOP like they do in the college tournament? Just make it most outstanding. That makes more sense because then you don't have this confusion over the semantics of value versus best. And I just don't get it. So that's my first thought, even before we get into who won the award. Where are you on that, Sneak?
There's something to be said about like using the word outstanding because you would imply best.
Yeah.
Which may not represent value. I always explain value very simply to people. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. So with a player, you can kind of adapt that so it fits. What a player brings to the table holistically as a player. So that could be performance on the field, leadership in the locker room, connection to the community, doing more behind the scenes, if a player has coaching type characteristics, like there's a lot of things that could go into value. But if you're talking about outstanding play, that is very specific and would require a criteria, a rubric, numbers. Like it removes subjectivity, right? It could become more objective, and those voters don't want to be objective.
That's what I was about to say. Why don't they want objectivity?
They don't. They want storylines. Like the stats have to be there. They have to be good.
Right.
But the story has to be greater. Because the story always wins over if you have two sets of stats the same from two players, the story will win.
Yeah, for sure. And that's frustrating to me. I'm kind of trapped in the middle of this because obviously as someone, journalism background, right? I understand the value of a story, but I don't like when story overrides the value of words, nor the value of what we see with our eyes, right? I mean, all right, I'm not going to go there, but how often do we see a story overriding what we actually watch?
Always.
People say, well, this, that, the third, but I'm like, but what did you see?
Yeah.
Right. So we
have this conversation a lot, Bruce, across many different sports. Like we had it in college football. We've discussed this in the NBA with Joker winning all these MVPs. Like they're valid. Wow. These are valid discussions and it's not to diminish somebody's achievement. Like they're in the conversation. They're worthy of the mention. Nobody's putting down, but like we know that voters are heavily viewing the politics side of this.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it's a great point. All right. So with that said, Matthew Stafford won his first career MVP this past season, leading the NFL with 4,707 passing yards and 46 touchdowns. So fantastic.
Numbers are crazy.
Numbers are crazy. Numbers are crazy. Can't front on that. Just a fantastic season. But okay, here we go. Now you ask the question again when we come to most valuable. Fantastic season. Numbers are crazy, as you said. But do we take into account that he had a loaded offensive team? Like we shouldn't take that into account. He's got a future Hall of Famer on one side, Devontae Adams. He's got an all-pro guy on the other side in Puka Nacua. He's got a former all-pro running back in the backfield with Kyron Williams. He's got a quality backup that could start on a lot of teams in Blake Corum. He's got a very solid offensive line. Like Matthew Stafford has a lot to work with. Does that mean his season wasn't great? No, but if we're talking storyline and context, which is what storylines really are, right? Now, why don't we take those things into account? Like, I don't know. And I'm not saying he shouldn't have won it. I'm just saying, is there more to look at other than saying, wow, incredible numbers, NFC Championship game appearance?
Is there an argument to be made that somebody played better?
Maybe not better, but this is where we keep getting back into
So
it.
is there somebody that's like right there?
Drake May.
Okay, so if we're let's do Drake May then.
Mm-hmm.
Outcomes, performance, storylines, right? We'll look at all these things.
Yeah.
If you could say he played as good,
almost,
but has less,
there you go.
Well, then your argument's valid that maybe he is the most valuable player. The value he brought was superior. But if Matt Stafford played better, and it doesn't matter that Drake May, did less. If even though he has less, we can't look past the fact that he was better, that Matt Stafford was better. Now, if they were like equivalent, like they were basically, you couldn't tell them apart, productivity wise, wins, those things. And then the tiebreaker is Drake May did it with less, and it's obvious. Well, then we clearly misidentified the league's MVP. But I just don't know if we have that. I think the fact that he had all that, but was able to still produce, it's hard to look past.
True. So I guess the argument for Drake May would be he was second or third in passing yards. Wasn't that high up there in passing touchdowns, but had a heck of a season. Goes from 4 games won to 14 games won. Now, granted, the Patriots as an organization, they spent money in the offseason and they had the easiest schedule in like 35, 40 years. So we have to take that into account as well. But that type of turnaround from a second-year player, mind you, this is not, a 15-year veteran. This is a second-year player. I probably would have given that nod to Drake May. I'm just saying.
I think we'll get
lines matter. Then okay, let's start.
I think the final touch will be if he wins a Super Bowl, then we'll all look stupid because we'll be like, we definitely misidentified the MVP because especially if he plays well in the Super Bowl and carries, right, for stretches of the game or for moments, makes huge throws. They're down a score. He gets the ball back and scores and ties the game or wins the game. Yeah. We'll clearly be wrong. You know what I mean? Like we'll have to, because in the biggest moments, if he helps them win, we messed up.
Right. So here's the thing. Coach T in the chat says it's not about who is the best player. It's about who is the most valuable to their team. And unfortunately, Coach T, that's what it should be, but it's not. For almost the entirety of the existence of the award, it's always been more measured the most outstanding player, not the most valuable to their team.
And there's no rubric for value. That's completely subjective. They don't have a checklist. These voters don't go down. All right, this check, right. Because if that was the case, we're just literally feeding all this stuff into a machine and just selecting from there, so there's the human element to this that's really important. I'm gonna have a hard time giving this award to Drake May over Matt Stafford. Okay. I think Stafford, I think Stafford was deserving. I'll put Drake May so close that maybe in some other year he gets it.
Do you believe
maybe just not this year?
You believe that there's a few other quarterbacks, if you swap them out with Stafford, would have had the same results?
No.
In that system, with that coach, with those weapons? You don't think so?
Nope.
Okay.
I believe that Matt Stafford's performance this year was individually his best effort of his career.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's any other person in the league today that would have been able to do that. There's something to be said about momentum, Bruce. Once a player seizes it and they keep it going, it's important. He had that this year. There was a stretch for about 8, 9, 10 weeks. He was clearly playing the best football of his career and of any quarterback in the league.
But they fell off like towards the later third or fourth of the season, though.
Right, but I'm just saying that
I got
that was when the MVP talk started to heat up, because you spend the first 2 months trying to figure out who's who, and then that following stretch is really important because the dog days of the season, and they delivered huge wins, and he was a big part of that. And I think he validated how good he is when you saw, even in the games where he was having difficulty, he was still able to make some incredible throws that only a few guys in the league can make.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, you're right. All right, let's move on to Offensive Player of the Year, and that was awarded to Jackson Smith-Njigba. So here's a question. I was watching something, and I heard the question asked yesterday. It's a great question. Why would, if it's generally the best quarterback on the best team or close to the best team, why wouldn't the most valuable player also just be the Offensive Player of the Year? See what I'm saying? Now it's like, okay, what are we doing here? We're being inclusive here, right? So what's going on? Because the most valuable player is the best offensive player, which is a quarterback, then that should be the Offensive Player of the Year. But JSN gets it. Not that I have an issue with JSN getting it.
That award exists so that they can give it to someone other than a quarterback.
Okay, then why can't we specify that the MVP is now a quarterback award? Why can't we do that? Just like the Heisman.
Yeah.
Why can't we? See, this is my thing. Is just come out and say it.
We should tell the truth.
Yeah, I don't like that. Just come out and say it. It's not a problem if that's what you wanted to be.
The most valuable player in the NFL, to me, clearly was Myles Garrett. Nobody wants to have that conversation because it's uncomfortable, and because it's the Browns, and because it's a defender, and even though he might be the one player that opposing teams lose sleep over the most. But who cares? He doesn't play quarterback.
No, I think my only pushback is that if the Browns had won more games, you have a better argument for that.
It didn't matter how many games the Browns won. That wasn't going to change the fact that he wasn't going to be MVP. He could have had 10 more sacks and he wouldn't have been the league MVP. Even if he played for the Eagles, even if he played for your Ravens, it wouldn't have made a difference. He could have had 35 sacks and he's not winning the MVP.
Right. No, I'm not saying that it would have made a difference. I'm saying that you have a better argument no matter what if your team wins more games. That's what I'm saying.
If I watch NFL football, and then if I watch specifically a player and I evaluate them based on performance and value over replacement, if I just switch him with anybody else, and I'm just like, okay, this is different. This is the NFL just doesn't. They just don't do things right when it comes to these things. The product on the field is by far the best sports entertainment that we can get.
Yeah,
it's leaps and bounds ahead of the NBA. It's leaps and bounds
ahead of the NBA.
Yeah, leaps and bounds ahead of the MLB. And I like NHL playoffs. It's amazing. So to me, that's
playoffs is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. But like, I'm watching Myles Garrett game in, game out, what he's able to do, his motor. The only comparison I really see with him in terms of the physical game is like if you ever watched any of the great linebackers of the day, like mostly is so like, LT, Ray, they just play at a different speed. They play at a different level, a different energy. He has that. We haven't seen that in a long time.
Right.
So, but nobody wants to do this. Nobody wants to take it there because the perceived value of the quarterback is so high. They everything else is just diminished. A guy could have 30 TDs receiving. I don't think he's winning the MVP.
I think that you have to have such an incredible season. You have to break a long-standing record, and you got to put up some superhuman numbers.
And then your team has to win 14 games.
Right.
And then you have to break all types of records, and you have to have the politics. ESPN has to talk about you every day, none of that's going to happen.
I think Saquon had a chance last year had he broken that record.
And how dominant was he, Bruce?
Yeah, I think he could have gotten
it. And it was never legitimate. It wasn't going to happen.
I think if he broke the record, he might have gotten it. I do. All right. Defensive player of the year. Obviously, we know who that is. No question about it. Myles Garrett. There's no question. There's no argument for anyone else. I'll just let you take a minute too if you want to. I know we were just talking about him, but if you want to kind of put a bow on that, Myles Garrett, defensive player.
He is one of the most defensively dominant players I've ever seen in this game. He plays in a different gear. His motor is absurd. His skill level is absurd. It's it's a culmination of his hard work on a team that is absolutely horrible. He continues to dominate and just put fear into the entire league. Double, triple teams on every down. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Just an incredible player, fantastic season. Only thing I don't like about it, and you'll probably agree with me on this, is that you're going to have people who push back and say he broke the record by half a sack with an extra game. And so that, I think, is going to take a little bit of the luster off of it. And I think that Jim Schwartz could have done a better job trying to put him, we know he's getting double, triple team, but put him in positions, move him around, send pressure from different places so that earlier in the season when he was on that torrid pace, he could have gotten out and gotten a little further ahead of the record, maybe by 2 or 3 sacks so nobody could say anything. I think that's the only pushback I have.
The league and teams colluded to keep him from getting the record at the end of the year. They were literally losing games to avoid him breaking the record on them. So I think that's the bigger issue. I think that lack of sportsmanship is really the problem. I think that's a bigger issue, but I think people are idiots. Mike Tomlin, look what he did. Aaron Rodgers and when they refused to let him get the sack, they lost because of it. I'm so happy about that. I think we need to celebrate that as an achievement for Myles Garrett. They were so focused on keeping you from getting to the record, they chose to lose games. God bless Myles Garrett, man. What an amazing guy, bro. Truly amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Shout out Woodage. I love this. Woodage brings the history, and I love that, man. Deacon Jones supposedly had 24, 26 sacks in back-to-back seasons, 14-game schedule.
I guarantee you he wasn't double or triple team every play. I guarantee it.
Deacon Jones was a monster.
I guarantee he was not double and triple teamed every play.
I'm pretty sure he got doubled and triple.
We can go watch some film. I'll do it, bro. Because I promise you, coaches were not selling out like that back then. I know it that they weren't. Even the blocking schemes are now tailored and fixed to help improve quarterback protection.
Lawrence Taylor was a big part of that. So let's think about this as well. Let's also, and again, this is no shot at Myles Garrett, but
not at all.
Guys who get a ton of sacks today, can we also take into account that in a passing league there are so many more attempts at quarterback?
Yeah,
we gotta. But again,
more games, more dropbacks, more factors. Yeah, we could do that, bro. I think it's valid. Yeah.
So yeah. All right, cool. Next up, Coach of the Year, Mike Vrabel. I think this was one of the toughest Coach of the Year votes, right?
That's story.
But
that's story, Bruce.
I mean,
that one is story.
4 wins to 14.
That's the story. Yeah.
And again, the context.
But it's valid though. He did it though. He
did it. But the context, easiest schedule in decades.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots spent like $200 million total in the offseason on their roster. They didn't get big name superstar guys, but they got quality.
They got the right guys. Yeah.
Yes, correct. Mm-hmm. So, but at the end of the day, that is a huge turnaround. So you got Vrabel, you got Mike McDonald up in Seattle. I'm sure he was very much in the Coach of the Year discussion. Of course, McVay is always in the Coach of the Year discussion. DeMeco Ryans should have been very much in that discussion. Liam Cohen, there were a number of guys.
Yeah.
I think this was probably if you ask me, this was probably the toughest of the awards to figure out. Obviously, you look at some of them. Okay, defensive player of the year, that's a gimme, right? That there's no argument there. Nobody's close this season. But that coach of the year award, that was a tough one.
So check this out, Bruce.
Yes, sir.
Shanahan every year just does such an amazing job that now it's just regular. Can't even get in the conversation.
Right. I think and that's one I forgot.
I think they picked the most amazing thing, Bruce. Not really the best job. I think they picked the most amazing thing, the most outstanding thing. Which was,
you said yeah. Because Shanahan, with all those injuries he dealt with, man,
he's playing against Seattle in the second biggest game of the year, right?
Damian Hernandez says Ben Johnson got robbed. Okay, Ben Johnson definitely should have been in consideration, but to say he got robbed, I totally disagree with that. I mean, he had a good team. He had a quality roster that was positioned to give him the opportunity to have success. I don't know about robbed. He did a really good job.
I gotta pick one, and they picked the most outstanding story. Always from worst to first, always has
that's huge.
The shine, right? Like it's always I mean, it's an underdog story, it's a success story, it's rags to riches, it's that whole thing, right? It's that is the story every year. Which team is going to do it?
Okay. Offensive rookie of the year is I don't even know how to pronounce that. Tatoria McMillan, wide receiver from the Panthers. I don't know how you. I should have looked that up. I do not know how to pronounce that guy's name properly.
Bro, there is no notoriety on that roster from the Panthers, and they had a great year.
They really did.
Yeah, wow.
That's another one. Dave Canales. I'm sure he was in the coach of the year discussion.
Bryce Young, we could talk about most improved, a lot of that, man.
Yeah. So McMillan, so for a while I thought it was Egbuka was pretty much the lock for offensive rookie of the year, but he slowed down and McMillan ended up, I think, passing him by about 50 yards receiving and 1 or 2 receiving touchdowns. So he had 1,014 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns, and assisted Carolina in ending a 7-year playoff drought. So that's huge. Coach T, nobody's talking about the Lakers, man. You just had to slip that in there, didn't you? Nobody's talking about that. All right. So McMillan, are you good with him as offensive rookie of the year? I think you frozen. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, you good with him as offensive rookie of the year?
Yeah, that's fine.
I think he's pretty solid too.
Yeah, I mean, the tight end from Indy had me going for a bit. I think things kind of just fell off the rails when the quarterback situation got really bad.
Yeah.
Who did you mention there? Who did you mention earlier in your soliloquy?
That was the other one for me.
Yeah. See, that's valid, bro. But there's like moments and stretches of their seasons where things really slow down.
Yeah,
maybe this pick was the consistency piece, which is hard for a rookie to be consistent. So maybe that's what it was.
And I think more so that he came on towards the end of the season where, the recency bias, whereas Egbuka was slowing down. Not saying that it's a bad year at all, but he started slow. Because remember how hot he was earlier in the year? He was like offensive rookie of the month, and he was killing. And remember, we talked about, I'm like, Jesus Christ, these Ohio State receivers, what the hell are they doing up there? But hey, we'll see what they do now. Their Heartline is gone, but that's a whole different discussion.
Valid.
Yeah. But yeah, so I am good with that. All right, defensive rookie of the year. You got another awardee. Carson Schlesinger, Cleveland Browns.
The best.
Heck of a year. Provided elite linebacker play for Browns defense, ranked near the top of the league, complimenting Garrett's historic season. So I'm not going to say I have a problem with this. However, you're going to see my bias come shining through here. I'm going to say, and I don't know where he was in the defensive rookie of the year voting, I think Xavier Watts should have gotten more consideration, and I wouldn't have been upset if he got that. And the reason why is not because he went to Notre Dame, go Irish. It's because I place value on certain things, right?
Who does he play for, Bruce?
He plays for Atlanta.
And what did you think of Atlanta's defense this year?
Wasn't great.
Was it below average? Is that fair?
Yeah, a little below average.
Okay, the Cleveland Browns defense was clearly one of the
get it.
top 5 defenses in the league.
I get it. But no, but the reason I'm bringing up Xavier Watts is because he had 5 interceptions, a fumble recovery, right? So that's 6 takeaways. That's huge. So he gets that as a rookie now. So he's got 6 takeaways. He's got 90 something total tackles from the safety position, including 50 something solo. So, and anyone who watched him in college knows he's excellent in run support, and also being a converted wide receiver, great hands, hence the interceptions.
So maybe his diversity of what he's able to do validates him as maybe he should have won. That's what you're saying? Like his range within a defensive. Yeah. Okay.
And I think
because a middle linebacker is essentially kind of like a more defined role, right?
Well, no, because you got a guy like your guy Schlesinger who can get in pass coverage, can stop the run, and can in certain situations rush the passer. So in no way am I saying that he wasn't deserving of the award.
Right.
I like his versatility. I'm just saying, for me, a guy that literally creates extra possessions is invaluable.
Sure.
That's
so here's what I'll ask about Watts. Do they I get the impression he's up in the box.
So he's not necessarily up in the box, but if you even watch,
he has a knack for finding the ball.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna watch him a little bit more next year. Now that you bring him, I mean, I remember he pops on film. Like you're like, who the hell is number 27? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know who he was, bro. I mean, I try to watch as much college ball as I can, but sometimes you just don't know.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, this guy really is the next level here.
His final 2 years in college, he led the country in takeaways.
Yeah.
I guess we should have over his final 2 years.
I guess we should have known, right? Or I should have known. Maybe it's just the Atlanta thing. They weren't that great this year. I say that same thing about the Browns, like and sometimes when you look at Myles Garrett being on that side of the ball, that may make Schwarzenegger's job easier.
I'm sure
that they can't target and they can't kind of key in on certain things, maybe.
But still, to go out there and be that machine, that tackling
machine,
he is that diagnosing, and that's the other thing, right? You put middle linebacker, right?
Yeah.
So when you play that, they always say, "What's that? The brain of the defense."
Yeah.
So you got to watch a ton of film. You have to diagnose. You have to know what you see, and to be impact at middle linebacker as a rookie, super impressive. So
have they ever done a co-rookie for any awards?
I don't think so.
Okay. I was going to say if there's any precedent.
The time it should have happened should have been RG3 and Andrew Luck. Yeah. But, yeah. So
I remember that.
I don't think
they had to pick somebody, bro.
Yeah. And listen, RG3 earned it. I'm not mad. I would have liked a co. I'm not a guy that has a problem with co-MVPs or co-awardees. I'm good with that. All right. Comeback player of the year, C-Mac, Run CMC, Christian McCaffrey. Became the first running back in 24 years to win the award after returning from injury to reclaim his status as the league's premier dual threat weapon. More than 2,000 yards from scrimmage. We see what they do with this guy. They line him out wide. They put him in the slot. Obviously, he's a much tougher runner between the tackles than we think. C-Mac is good, man.
C-Mac is really good. You're getting range in what you could do with him, and then you're getting volume.
Yeah,
on across those things. He's a unique talent. When I have conversations with people 10 years from now, 20 years from now, if they're just starting to watch the NFL, when I talk about some of the best running backs ever, the most consistent running backs ever, a guy who kind of is the prototypical running back for the modern game. I mean, we're talking about a guy who averages 70 receptions a year.
C-Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, the conversations about his rushing and receiving, I mean, he kind of is what the NFL has become with the running back position.
So before I say this, let me make sure I got it right. I agree, right? Although I think to some extent, he is somewhat overrated because of that, right? Excuse me. And the reason I say that
overrated.
Yeah. And I'm about to break it down for you. Like, I remember last year, somebody was saying how if Christian McCaffrey retired today, he's a Hall of Famer. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, yeah, he's really good, but Hall of Famer?
Does he not have the numbers?
No. He's got 62 career touchdowns, which is a lot in the time that he's played.
Okay.
But he's got 7,589 career rushing yards, right?
Okay. And where does that rank all time?
7,500?
Yeah.
Probably in the top 30.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at one more thing. He definitely doesn't have the production to be a Hall of Famer, especially not at that position. No. Nobody's saying he's a bum, but that's no.
He's one of the best running backs I've ever seen play, Bruce.
Is he better? Okay, let's do this. He's not better than LT, right? And we're just going to talk.
He's not better than LT.
Okay. He's not better than Thurman Thomas, right?
No.
Okay. He's not better than Roger Craig, right? Dual threat. We're just talking dual threat guys.
Yeah, dual threat. You wouldn't take McCaffrey over Roger Craig?
No, I wouldn't take McCaffrey over Roger
You
Craig.
just said a dual threat.
Yeah. I wouldn't take him over Roger Craig, no.
Okay.
Ricky Waters.
Did Ricky receive that much? I mean, I remember him getting some catches out of the backfield.
No, Ricky Waters was definitely a big
yeah, but this the game. I'm talking about Ricky Waters was a 90s running back. Like they weren't passing it that often, bro, to the running back.
But he was
We're talking about a guy who some games gets 12 targets, bro. They line him up in the slot. They weren't putting Ricky Waters in the slot, bro. I don't remember that.
No, they weren't, but he was definitely an elite two-threat guy.
He was, but I'm
dual threat, excuse me.
I mean, we're talking about numbers. So to me, I'm thinking productivity, how the coaches are using him, his availability. He's been very durable, a little bit more injury prone recently, but like at that position, a premium to be able to do these things. And this guy has been the most prolific one while he's been in the league.
He's not. No, he's very good. Hall of Famer? No, not doing that. Hold on. I was looking for one specific stat, 65, 22, and okay. So Christian McCaffrey, your guy who you say is a Hall of Famer, right? One of the best running backs you've ever seen. You know, he only has 1,000 more rushing yards in his career with an extra season than Lamar Jackson, a quarterback.
I mean, I understand that his game is a mix. He's not rushing the ball every game for 25 carries.
Mm-hmm.
And Lamar Jackson, those are not designed runs, Bruce. A lot of times that space leads to 30-yard rushes. There's not 9 in the box.
There's no way.
I'm not Bruce. We're not going to do this Lamar thing. I like the comparison to other running backs.
Right.
Let's keep it there. Let's keep it there.
Okay, but you saw where I was going with
yes,
that.
I do.
You know why I did that.
Okay, so I don't like disrespecting guys who have done it over the course of their career.
Sure.
McCaffrey obviously is not done. There's still some gas left in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm viewing him as a dual threat. I'm viewing him as those two things. He does them both very good. I would argue he's more prolific as a receiver than he is a running back from the running back position. His specialness, right? It skews more to receiving at that position.
Okay.
But he's fine between the tackles. He's a fine running back. He picks up blocks well. Like he's a good running back. He's this era allowed him, I think, to overachieve. If he was used as a standard running back, like how they used to, most running backs, he's like most of the other running backs.
So if you're saying, Sneed, that this era has allowed him to overachieve, then how is he not overrated?
Well, because he's like the best of his era, right? So I have to consider the game is moving in a certain direction, and he was kind of the prototype of that. Like before him, I mean, what are we talking about? Like Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles couldn't run like this through the tackles. When I look at guys like I can name one guy who's actually better than McCaffrey. I think clearly Shady McCoy, who plays that same position because Shady was more explosive, right? So he's ripping off huge runs. He's making guys miss like crazy. C-Mac never really had that talent, right? I don't want to overlook what he is as a receiver at that position now that it's become really important to the position. But I agree with you. Those other guys are better.
Got you.
Yeah.
All right. And what was the last one?
By the way, the NFL Hall of Fame is much more earned than the Basketball Hall of Fame. So I'm actually really supporting your take on this, Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
We need to continue to keep the requirements very stringent.
I agree.
For the NFL Hall of Fame.
But you know, it's funny. Hall of Famers are now saying like it's getting a little too loose. So I guess we got to see over the next couple of years. Maybe that's a discussion.
They want to be more inclusive. Maybe. I don't know.
All right. Assistant coach of the year. Take a guess on this. I think it was a pretty good choice.
Whoever the guy that is the assistant coach at New England.
Josh McDaniels.
Yeah. I mean, the coach of the year. Let's go with the assistant.
Well, no, it doesn't have to be that.
But why make it complicated and start looking around the league like who's the best assistant? I don't know.
No, I think Josh McDaniels. I wonder how many of these he has because he's been the best OC in the league multiple times. He's really good.
Yeah.
And there's no question about who's calling the plays on offense? Is it him? Is it the head coach?
But how you gonna look if you were to give it to someone else?
Yeah, no.
You'd be like, wait a minute. The coach of the year got to be the assistant of the year with him. You know, come on, man.
Theoretically, but let's just hypothetically say it's Andy Reid, right? He's the coach of the year. We know he's the play caller. We know he's the play designer, even though he says he's not, right? So how do you go ahead and how do you give at that point? How do you give his OC assistant coach of the year?
At that point, you might not because of what you know.
Right. That's all. That's all I'm saying. All right. Okay. So all right. So we have all of our NFL awards done. We've discussed that. Let's go ahead, open up the phone lines, and we'll take a couple of calls.
Yeah, it looks like Coach T and Eddie been going at it all show.
They're trying to go at me, and I'm trying to tell Coach T, don't follow Ed. You do that, you step right in that punji pit messing with me. Not good. Damian Hernandez, you sound silly, man, but it's okay.
CMC is way better at being a running back than Lamar is at being a QB. Ooh. No.
I'm not even going to engage that. That's
man, Lamar's gotten really good, man. Lamar's gotten really good. Mm-hmm. And I like C-Mac. You heard I'm very complimentary of C-Mac, bro.
Listen, I don't
you know what they both have in common? Didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
I did not see C-Mac holding up in the NFL like this. When I saw him getting all those carries in Carolina, I was like waiting. I was waiting for him to be like, all right, I'm done with this thing. And then for Lamar, nobody saw this coming.
Right. What's up, Coach C? Hello?
Man, Coach T on that Boost Mobile. Come on,
Coach T.
I was up there screaming at my phone. What? I hear them talking. What? Because I'm watching the show on my phone.
What you got, Coach
I dialed the number, and I guess it didn't go through. I had the phone to my ear, and I hear y'all talking about Lamar Jackson. I'm like, Bruce. And I'm like, why the hell they ain't responding? And I'm like, fucking calling and finish connect.
What's up, man?
Bruce, man, come on now, bro.
What?
I only call for one reason only. How you gonna fix your mouth to say CMC is overrated?
Same way I did it. I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm not saying that. But yeah, overrated is good.
When you saying somebody's overrated, you're kind of saying that they're a bum.
No, that's not what that means. That simply means people are giving him a little more credit than he's due. It could be a little more. It could be a lot more. I'm saying that anyone who says if he retires right now, he's a Hall of Famer, that means he's overrated because that's just not true.
When CMC's in the lineup, even when he was in the Carolina Panthers, what was the offensive rating of his team?
I didn't look that up.
Versus when he's not there.
I didn't look that up. Listen, Coach T, my thing is this, right? I'm going to keep it simple. I want you to understand this. I want you to hear me. I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm not saying he can't play. I'm not saying he's not really good. What I am saying is that some people place him higher than he should be placed. Like, I don't understand why. You know what? I do understand. Go ahead.
All right, so where do you place him?
Where do
Right
I place
now.
him? What? Among running backs right now?
I'm on the running backs right now. Because granted, you can't place him on all time because he's still playing.
Well, I mean,
So
even if
where
I
do you
could
place him right now in his era with the current running back crop that he's competing against?
He's not better than Jonathan Taylor. He's not better than Bijan Robinson. He's not better than my guy in Baltimore, Derrick Henry. So he's not better than Saquon. So at the very lowest, at the very highest, he's got to be fifth at the highest. So
top five. So you put him top five in his era.
Well, I'm talking about this season right now. This season that just ended. To go back and say his whole era, I got to look at all the running backs. But the point I'm trying to make is,
so you still put them top five just based on the season. So a running back is overrated is not going to be in your top. Is not going to be in the top five just based on the season alone.
Did you listen to anything I said, or are you in your 49ers thing right now? Did you listen to anything I said? I said there are people. Listen to what I'm saying. Hold on. I said there are people who have stated that if he retired now, that he would be a Hall of Famer, and I'm saying that's not true.
That's the hard part right there.
Overrated. What's so hard about that?
That detail is important. Retiring today means the stats finish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the nuance. I thought about that, and I'm like, all right.
There's no way.
Yeah, there's guys that have prolific careers. The numbers are absurd, and you look at the TD numbers. Like, there's some separation.
What it is people hear overrated, and they say, "Oh my God, you hating? You taking a shot at this guy? Whatever." No, that just means that I don't believe he's what some people say he is. That shouldn't be such an outlandish take.
But what do people say?
He's a Niner fan, so he's hearing that too.
I'm gonna ask you this. It ain't got nothing to do with a Niners fan. I've been following him since he was with Carolina. I'm gonna ask you this. So you're saying if you swap Derrick Henry and CMC, you put Derrick Henry on the 49ers, and you put CMC with the Baltimore Ravens, that the Baltimore Ravens wouldn't be a prolific offense.
You can't just do that though. Those teams play totally differently. You can't just do that. You can't. But I tell you what, I guarantee that Kyle Shanahan would love to have Derrick Henry and be able to just hand it to him 30 times a game, because that's how he wants to play, and you know that. Now again,
he's a run. Both offenses are a run first offense.
Right, but again, that doesn't mean that. Look, I'm gonna say this for the last time. Just because I say he's overrated doesn't mean I'm saying he's a bum or he can't play. You're getting wrapped up in me saying overrated.
How many All-Pro selections does he have though?
That word, that term.
That term what?
Is consist negative.
No, you're taking it that way.
No, it's not really automatically a negative. I think he's at least when I hear Bruce use the term overrated, I think what he's basically saying is, here's this really good player that some people are saying is better than what he truly is. Which, right. if we rate him, if Bruce rates him an 88 and you're rating him a 98, then Bruce would say you're overrating him.
Right. But he's still very good. Like, this is not hard.
Right.
But let me help you out here.
How many All-Pros?
1 second. Overrated describes something that receives more praise, credit, or value than it actually deserves. That doesn't mean it doesn't deserve credit, praise, or value. Got it? Not hard. Not hard. Let's see.
I'm not gonna put him in the overrated category. I'm not saying that because he plays for the San Francisco.
Okay, you don't have to. You don't have to.
I'm not.
That's fine.
But I'm not gonna put him as. I'm not gonna put him up there as one of the the same categories as Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders, and then I'm not going to do that either because I know what I see.
Now let me say this.
Does, but is he a running back is he a player that defensive scheme around when they about to face his team? Yes.
I'd say so.
Do they whether he's touching the ball or not, do they consider him a threat? Yes. Is he a guy that you're going to just give the ball to 30 times a game to say run it down the trenches? Hell no. He's not a trench running back. He's a flashy running back. So he's not going to have his style. He's not going to have those rushing numbers. When they rate him, they always rate his overall total yards from scrimmage, receiving and carrying the ball. That's how they always talk about CMC. Now, outside with you is if he's got a lot in the tank. I don't if he retires today with what he accomplished. Will you place him in the same category with those guys, the top five? Absolutely not.
Okay, but so let me say this.
I wouldn't use the term as him being over. I wouldn't use the term as being overrated, though.
Okay, see, you're too.
That's my argument.
Okay, yes, because you're too wrapped up in that term. Now, let me say this: Sneed and Coach T, in looking it up, Christian McCaffrey is a 4-time All-Pro, and generally, if you're a 3-time All-Pro, you get into the Hall of Fame. So he may end up getting there without the actual production at the position. So that's an interesting one. We'll see.
Without?
Well, he's not going to be a first ballot. So
wait, hold on a second. Without. Hold on.
Down the road.
Hold on a second.
Most running backs have 11,000 rushing yards or more.
But his production needs to be evaluated from a few things. This guy, like when I just look at the way that he's utilized as a player, so the way coaches see him as because every coach is trying to get the most out of every guy to help them win.
Mm-hmm.
He has multiple seasons with over 200 rushing attempts.
Okay.
Multiple seasons with over 1,000 yards rushing. Multiple seasons with over 60 or 70 receptions. He has receiver quality production at the running back position where he also has real running back production. So the productivity is crazy when I look at it holistically.
Mm-hmm.
We can't just look at it as in like, I'm going to compare his rushing numbers to a great from the past, their rushing numbers. It's just different. I have to look at him holistically. Bruce, his rushing yards per carry is good. His reception, his yards per reception, given where he's targeted, he's making guys miss. Like the football player, the value's crazy.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just.
So to me, overrating him, the only way you overrate him is when you compare him to somebody who's legitimately not better than him, right? Or is better than him. And you're saying, well, C-Mac's better. That's why I'm okay with you saying, well, how about this guy? Is he better than this guy? Because then it gives us a barometer of some sort.
Right. But if you notice, I chose other guys that play the way he plays, not just
Bruce. We're talking about 5-6 receiving touchdowns. We're talking about 10, 12 rushing touchdowns. Like these are all pro, offensive player of the year nominations. Being tasked with doing so much. Like there are quarterbacks getting paid because of C-Mac. That's crazy. 9 years in the league, right? 8, 9? 9.
9.
Yeah.
Coach T, I'm gonna let you go, man. I'm gonna let you go. We got another call coming in, man.
You just don't want him compared to your favorite guys, Bruce. Admit it.
No, it's not that.
Because I'm not comparing him to Thurman Thomas. I'm not doing that.
Bring up Marshall Faulk. Wow. Okay.
I'm not going to compare him to the greatest of all time, the top 5 guys, the top 10. When I say he's one of the best guys I've ever seen play, yeah, because I've watched a lot of running backs, and he sticks out. And he sticks out.
I'm not saying he's not very good. I'm not saying that. Bobby Warren, go ahead, give us a call back, man. I want to get your call. I don't think I've heard from you before. And if you haven't already, man, like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to take this call from Bobby Warren, and then we're going to move on to the next.
He's got 16 games, 7. I mean, he's had a couple of injury-riddled seasons, but I mean, I'm shocked at how he's made it this far and still been this good. I didn't see this coming, bro.
I can say that I was very impressed because I didn't believe watching him at Stanford, because obviously they play Notre Dame every year, but then watching him, and he was very, very good at Stanford. I think a 2,000-yard guy, but I didn't think he was going to be able to run between the tackles.
Agreed.
In the league the way he's been able to. So again, I'm giving him credit for being really good. I just think I noticed people get triggered by specific words, and I'm like, listen to what I'm saying and stop hanging on that one word. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Bobby Warren, was this area code 239? Give us a call back, man. Waiting to hear from you.
Might be gone.
He might be
gone.
All right. Well, we are going.
He got MVP considerations, dog.
Yeah.
He's that boy good.
No, he is.
That boy good. Yeah.
He is. I just don't think he's what some people say. That's all. And I think that's two things can be true.
Do you think a majority of people overrate him?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Oh.
I do. I think he's really good. Okay. So let's go ahead and we will move to next topic. And that is the 2026 NFL Hall of Fame inductees, which I think is a pretty solid class. And obviously now I think that people are going to be scrutinizing Hall of Fame inductees going forward, obviously based on, Bill Belichick getting, what's the word I want to use? Bill Belichick not making it in on his first ballot. Mr. Kraft, the owner of the Patriots,
Mr. Krabs
again. Right. I know, right? Not getting in again this year, which is crazy. And I get, he's really frustrated. He wants to get in before he dies. Obviously, he's very old now, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But so people look at it and they say, well, how is Jerry Jones not in, but Robert Kraft is not? Jerry Jones is in and Robert Kraft is not. But I think the difference is Jerry Jones has done a ton for the league in terms of the marketing, in terms of, all the different deals and whatnot that he's been a part of. And I don't know that Robert Kraft has had that same level of influence for the entire league that Jerry Jones has. Now, Robert Kraft has been an absolutely dominant owner, no doubt, all these Super Bowl appearances and, 6 championships, excuse me, but he hasn't had the same effect on the league as a contributor. So I kind of get that, but he should be in regardless. Yeah, Woodage, Torrey Holt is not in again, but let's go ahead and let's look. So matter of fact, I got a short video here and we'll play it and it will show you the players that will be inducted into the Hall this time around.
An Iron Man with soft hands, this career Cardinal racked up the second most receiving yards all time. My man, Larry Fitzgerald.
7 Pro Bowls and 5 All-Pro teams in just 8 years. This electric linebacker played his way into the company of legends. Ladies and gentlemen, Pro Football Hall of Famer Luke Kuechly.
One has scored more points or kicked more field goals. 24 seasons, 4 rings, 1 at my expense, and now 1 bust in the halls of Canton. Adam Vinatieri.
Yes, he's the first player to ever rack up 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving in the same season. A 3-time Super Bowl champ, We've been waiting to hear his name called to Canton for a long time, and it happens in San Francisco. 49ers legend, Hall of Famer Roger Craig.
20 seasons, 13 Pro Bowls, and the second most passing yards, completions, and touchdowns in NFL history. One of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Hall of Famer Drew Brees.
So that's a pretty good 5. So this is, I don't know if you heard Transformer and I talk about this. The most amazing Hall of Fame stat I have ever heard in my life in football. Maybe not in football for sure. Larry Fitzgerald in his career has more tackles than dropped passes. He's a wide receiver.
That's how you make wide receivers, bro. That's how you make them.
That's how you make
like Fitz, yeah.
That's how you make them. Larry Fitzgerald is, and it's just a shame that, and everybody's not going to win, but it's a shame that most of his career was wasted in a bad spot.
It's not, that's the thing, man. We always do that. We say like career wasted and all that, but like they were prolific and they were amazing and they were great. It's just, that's how the game is, man. Yeah. Organizational efforts and team building and quarterback play. There's all these factors. He was great. I mean, he was catching passes from some really mid quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
He was always open. He made plays, sticky hands, reliable, available, a prototype for the position, if you think about it, right? Like everybody wants really, really tall, really, really fast, Randy Moss, but like that's the hands, bro. It's like you really just, and the route running, if we're really talking about the position,
you will route you up for real.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and being there every game. Fitz was there all the time, bro. He's a pro's pro.
Yeah.
He's like, when I look at that type of player, last guy I saw like that was Jerry Rice.
For sure.
So like that's his comp, if you ask
me. And it's not coincidence that he's number 2 right behind Rice on everything. What's also interesting is that, and we got to remember this, I think his dad worked with the Vikings. So growing up, he was a ball boy with Minnesota. So he was around
great wide receivers.
Yeah, he was around Jake Reed, Carter, and Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, you know how they do that thing where the guy comes home and somebody in the hall is there to tell you you're in. Randy Moss was the one who was there. So that was cool. So he's like, I remember, seeing you from being a ball boy, and now, you're coming here and you're the greatest of the great. Now, I still don't think he's better than a peak Randy Moss, but man, he was special. But yeah, that more tackles in his career as a wide receiver than dropped passes, that doesn't even make sense.
Special.
Yeah. Exactly, Woodage. Exactly. He was there. So, but yeah, so you look at that and that's incredible. Drew Brees, obviously great, put up incredible numbers, 80,358 passing yards, 571 career touchdowns. Drew Brees was lucky enough that he played, he was there kind of for the turn of the NFL into, the incredible passing league that it's become. I mean, don't get me wrong. We see that teams are running the ball, right? Both of the teams in the Super Bowl this year are, running the ball, but he was kind of there and one of the guys on the cutting edge of the league turning into this explosive passing game thing. So definitely crazy with the numbers. The only thing I'll say, a little bit of pushback. If we remember, like right in the peak of his career, he had 3 straight 5,000-yard passing seasons. He was going insane. If we remember, I believe those were also 3 straight 7 and 9 seasons with some of the historically worst defenses in the history of the game. And so there were a lot of situations where they're getting smoked and blown out, and he's got to throw it all over the place to try to get back into the game. So when we look at raw numbers, a lot of times people don't look at those things, but that still doesn't account for 80,000 career passing yards, 571 touchdowns.
Every year, 5,000, man. Like it was just like,
for sure.
And, he had weapons. The Jimmy Graham experience was crazy. He had a good running game. Like it gave him the opportunity, I think, to overachieve.
Agreed.
Because he was tiny.
For
NFL quarterback standards. You saw him go up there. Fitz was towering over him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Drew Brees is not 6 feet tall. That is a lie. You know, and you know, I remember watching him, you know, in games, his eyes were always like this, you know, trying to see over the line.
Yeah, no, he was fantastic in terms of manipulating the pocket and being able to throw through those tiny windows, between the linemen and all that. And I think someone said like there's a thing where he would throw in a dark room and there was only like some tiny like pinhole of light or whatever, and he would do that to work on his accuracy. Like he'd do all these crazy drills. So Drew Brees put the work in and he was awesome. He was awesome.
You know, and think about his shoulder injury when he was drafted and all that.
Right.
Achiever, I think.
Yeah. I wonder if he ends up in Miami, because remember he was trying to go to Miami when Saban was there and the Miami doctor wouldn't clear him. I wonder if he ended up in Miami, how that changes college football forever and how that changes Nick Saban's career as a professional.
It does. It definitely does change everything.
You think so?
Yeah, man. It's the like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I take out the this thing and then this alternate universe. It changes everything. Yeah. Absolutely. That probably changes everything for Miami.
I wonder though, because are we sure that Saban would have had the wherewithal to get the right OC to be with him, right? Because obviously he goes to New Orleans and he's there with Sean Payton and those guys.
I was speaking to Drew Brees' career.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, like maybe he never Sean Payton was clearly the guy for Drew Brees.
Yeah. They were.
What I'm saying? Right. And Jimmy Graham and Joe Horn and those guys were clearly it, bro. Darren Sproles and them. Yeah, they were clearly it.
Right. So a big part of that,
Marquez Colston, it all worked, bro.
Yeah. Again, Drew Brees, fantastic, but it all fell into place. So you wonder, does the Miami front office put those weapons around him? Does Nick Saban get him the right OC? Like, how does it work? Because even if they have success in Miami with Saban as the head coach, if the OC is getting busy with Drew Brees, the OC will get hired away. They got to bring in a new one. Now you don't have the same continuity. And I'm not saying he wouldn't have still been great. These are just the what if things.
It would have been different. Yeah.
Sure. Next up, Luke Kuechly, beast, absolute beast, tackling machine. He was Ray Lewis-esque in his, see ball, get ball, man. He was
separate guy from ball.
Yeah. 75 tackles for loss in an 8-year career.
He was physically dominant. He was so consistent every season at that level. Retired young, in my estimations. Most of the guys will play a little bit longer when they're that good.
Yeah. I think he had concussions and stuff. So
I think he wasn't trying to experience the long-term issues that could come with more of those.
Right.
So I think he did the right thing. But
agreed.
I mean, very dominant during his time.
He
really impacted the outcomes of games. He really did.
Mm-hmm. So 8 years, 7-time Pro Bowler, 5-time first team All-Pro. That's Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Normally, I want guys to have a longer career to be into the Hall of Fame, but to be so dominant in that short span, like I don't obviously.
Jim Brown.
Well, Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.
How many seasons did he play?
9? No, 10.
Okay, fine. A decade. Fine. Look at
15,000 yards.
And then guys were starting to break those. How many seasons were they playing?
Barry Sanders was the only one that was, that's crazy.
I mean, it's what you can do when you're there.
Sure.
So he did it.
Absolutely. All right, next one, Adam Vinatieri. So this one is another interesting. Remember when we were talking about the Belichick piece, right?
Yeah.
We started talking about, okay, what about the other guys? Now, I don't think a kicker has anything.
Because Adam Vinatieri didn't cheat. He just kicked the ball.
Right. So
unless those balls were, I don't know, put dynamite in them so they exploded more off of the kick. I don't know.
Right. No, so I mean, I'm looking at Vinatieri, but it's just the general principle of, we don't want to put Belichick in because he cheated. Okay, but we know Brady's going to go in first ballot. There are other guys, Richard Seymour. He got
They don't like Belichick.
That's what it is.
They don't like him.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds is, they don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
They liked Mark McGwire. Seriously, bro.
No, it plays a role in how you are perceived after your playing days are over.
Yeah.
It really does. What's his name?
This is a difficult conversation to have. Kickers in the Hall of Fame. This is tough, bro.
I don't think it's tough when you talk about Vinatieri.
I'm just saying, like, we're having a conversation about kickers. I know, man. I'm just saying kickers, dog.
I mean, he has played. He did play.
Like, if we talk about actual game time, like if you start the clock when they're actually playing, it's like 3 minutes for a career, bro.
Specialist. But I mean, when you look at him and all the big games he won with kicks, I think that's the difference.
Yeah, that's the valid part. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, so we got Vinatieri and Roger Craig, and I believe this was the final year that he could have gotten in.
Oh, they had to get him in. Yeah, yeah.
So this is funny, right? We know, like, as Muslims, we say that, Allah does things in the right time, right? We know that. And so all these years, Roger Craig's been trying to get in. Lo and behold, his very final year, he gets in. It's in San Francisco that he gets announced, right? I don't think it could have been any sweeter for him than for it to be.
Was he crying up there on that stage?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, that's what I thought. I mean, he was very much so emotional. I think it's just the long road.
Yes.
To get there.
And then again, being, quote unquote at home, that helps as well, right? So obviously, you want to be first ballot or whatever, but when it kind of plays out that way, it's pretty cool. I'm sure he's got grandkids by now. Everybody can so you got to look at the flip side of it and say, man, it sucked to have to wait all these years, year after year, but I got in here, I got a whole family and more that's, able to see all this. I think it's amazing. And, shout outs, kudos to him. And, he's one of the other guys that we talked about in terms of the what is it? The dual threat running back. Right. So, I remember seeing him as a player. So, yeah,
he's got one Super Bowl,
three.
Sheesh,
Mm-hmm.
man. Yeah, so he was leading the way, that running game for those great prolific Niners teams with Joe Montana, but he was done by the time Steve Young won his, right?
Yeah,
okay,
he was.
That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, he was really good, man. He was really good. Yeah.
So that's what we got. So yeah, I think it's a very good class. Saturday, August 8th, 2026 is the Hall of Fame game, and that will be enshrinement. Let's see who missed the cut this year.
Be back on the ledger for next year.
I know, right? The snub finalists: Willie Anderson, offensive lineman; Terrell Suggs. Oof, he'll get in.
He played a long time, Bruce.
Who's that? T Sizzle?
Yeah,
he was a beast.
Yeah.
Marshall Yanda, he'll get in. Eli Manning, he will get in. I can't imagine why he hasn't gotten in yet, but
because he's not like we were talking about, like Drew Brees, right?
Okay.
Like Drew Brees' numbers are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Does Eli have those crazy? Like, he played a long time, but like Drew Brees had like Marino type years.
Yeah.
Okay, like multiple times,
right?
And then did Manning Manning threw for his most yards at the end of his career when they were like meaningless games.
They were terrible.
Yeah.
No, he didn't have those numbers.
He had great moments. The moments are crazy.
What's the line? You can't tell the story of the NFL without him, right? Twice. You can't. And then
he was. How many guys were beating Brady?
Not a lot.
And then he did it twice, bro.
There you go.
Man, making it messy, man.
Right. And then also we got to look at this and we got to say when he retired, he was top 10 in passing yards and passing touchdowns. So I think that should get you in, but
there's people that don't want to see him in there because they'll literally say that. They're like, the body of work and this and that. Yeah.
Right. I think he's a 500 regular season quarterback, and he doesn't have the all pros, and he's got a couple Pro Bowls.
I don't know, man. The guy the guy's got a place in NFL
That's-
lore. So like,
you
you know, you keeping him out, you're basically like trying
Yeah.
to prove a point. It's
Mhm.
too much. It's too much.
Yeah, I'm not mad that he's not first ballot.
Oh, he's
I'm
definitely not
just-
first ballot.
He's got to get in.
Yeah.
Correct. He's got to get in. Frank Gore did not get in.
Young Disciple said, "Dude is the Hall of Fame." Bro, I'm telling you, he's not the only one. That's like
guess
very
what? Guess what?
common.
Eli Manning has never lost on the biggest stage. I'll leave that there.
Well, that's where his value is. It's those moments, man. Yeah.
Frank Gore is number 3 all time in career rushing yards. Some of that is compiling, but I mean, still, he had a lot of very solid years. I mean, first of all, I think that can get you in the Hall of Fame just based on he was never, the best in the league, but to be able to keep yourself in the condition and be able to perform at that kind of level, to put those type of numbers together.
How many seasons, Bruce?
Like 15?
That is crazy.
Let me see. Don't quote me. I got
the running back position.
There you go.
Where you get hit 7 times on the same play from guys that are twice your size.
Yeah, 15. 2005 to 2020.
And he was really good for most of those years.
16,000 career yards on the dot. His best season was 1695. So let me see how many 1,000-yard seasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9,000-yard seasons out of 15.
Could you imagine being the head coach of a football team? You got a running back who's been in the league 13 seasons. You're like, I think this is the best running back on my roster. Like, like I think about stuff like that. I'm like, how?
Pros pro. Pros pro.
Yeah, that's right, Young Disciple. He threw a lot of picks. That is fact.
Hey, guess what? So did Brett Favre.
A lot of picks.
Yeah. So we'll leave that right there. Jason Witten also did not make the Hall of Fame. He's
going to get there. Yeah.
And
Dallas Cowboys, long career, productive.
Yeah. He'll get in. Yeah. So there are some names that didn't get in this year. And to Woodidge's, I think it was Woodidge's point earlier, Torrey Holt still hasn't gotten in.
Man, Torrey Holt was so good.
So good.
Yeah. Greatest show on turf.
That wide receiver position is tough. And it's only going to get tougher as these receivers keep putting up.
How do you distinguish yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You got to have a bunch of games with like 15 receptions and 200 yards.
I know, right?
Do multi-TD games and stuff, whatever. Like Justin Jefferson and, Jamar Chase look like they've got a chance to have Hall of Fame careers.
All right, let's go ahead and let's take a few calls on the Hall of Fame and get people's thoughts on that.
I like what Woodidge and Young Disciple are saying about MVPs being meaningful. I agree with that. When they're ready to award you those types of things, they're telling you what they think of you.
Right, no doubt. And nobody's saying Brett and Eli are on the same level, but what we are saying is and let's also remember Eli's got more championships too. So Eli's
got 2, Brett's got 1.
That's right.
Yeah.
So he's got more championships than Brett Favre. And you make the argument.
Brett Favre's also a scumbag. Eli, I think, is a nicer guy.
Right. I'm just saying,
we like quality human beings too.
You know what?
Hold on. It's easier to talk about the guys when they're more likable, right? To speak about them favorably. It shouldn't validate or invalidate their achievement as a player, but you fight for them more when you kind of like them, bro.
Right. Nah, for sure.
I ain't fighting for Brett Favre. Hell no. That dude took so much money from the state of Mississippi.
Isn't that terrible? The
poorest garbage, bro.
Country. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't get it.
Go steal from New York or LA, bro. Get out of here with that.
Right.
Go steal from Cali.
Dirt poor out there. Yikes.
Yeah.
Brett Favre had a season with 29 picks. Led the league in picks 3 times.
Could you imagine if the coach didn't reel back some of those plays? He would have had 40, bro.
Yeah. Brett Favre, 6 seasons with 20 plus interceptions.
What's Jameis? in all his seasons where he started. He's up there too, right? Those are those risky quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They don't take care of the ball very much. Yeah.
Yeah, Jameis was crazy.
Yeah, too risky.
Mm-hmm.
Too risky.
Yeah. And I like Brett Favre. Correction. I like Brett Favre, the football player. I was, a fan of his. I liked it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. He had those good years with Sterling and those guys. Yeah.
Donald Driver, Greg Jennings. I'm just saying if we're using a standard to take away from one player, we got to use the standard for the other player as well. But people don't believe in consistency. So it's all
I do. Stop it, Bruce.
A lot of people don't.
You're up here with me. Come on, man.
You know how I am. I go crazy about consistency.
By the way, it can be challenging from time to time to remain, the same about everything. Because like you said, as a player, I really enjoyed watching Brett Favre play. My perceptions of him kind of changed later as I learned more. I'm just like, low quality.
Oh man. Okay.
Yo, Young Disciple brought up Jim Plunkett, bro. There's a throwback right there.
That is a throwback. Jim Plunkett's a 2-time champion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how he hasn't gotten in yet. He's pretty.
They're really about getting these guys in that last hurrah, bro. That's really a thing. They're like, all right, we can get this guy in next year,
Right.
Bruce.
What?
that message.
Oh yeah. I didn't make it that way, man. I didn't make it that way. All right, guys. We are going to we're gonna go to the final topic. Let's go ahead and take the number down. I guess we're not gonna get
I ain't on the sectional today, bro. I'm at the desk, so you know what time it is, bro. Ready to cook.
I got you, bro. I got you. Okay, LeBron James, our guy. The biggest lightning rod in sports, the biggest talking point in the NBA, still the face of the NBA, no question about it. So recently on an episode of Mind the Game podcast or Game to Mind or whatever you want to call it.
Mind Games podcast.
Mind Games podcast. Yo, you're terrible.
Let me tell you what you should know.
Matter of fact, I'm so sorry. I didn't load up my clips. Give me a second. I got the sound here.
Oh, we're doing sound? All right.
Yeah, man. I got the sound, man.
I've heard some clips from that's the episode with Tyrese.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard some of it.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff. All right, let's boom. My bad, y'all. I did everything last night except this was loaded. But
cue it up, bro. Where's the production team?
Yeah, I know, right?
Try to build the plane and fly it at the same time is not easy, bro.
Right. Yeah. I need to. So anyway, LeBron James on a recent episode of the Mind the Game podcast with Tyrese Halliburton as a guest, which did Steve Nash get a job somewhere? Is that why he's not?
I don't know, man. They got Tyrese in there. Maybe he realized that it wasn't taking him anywhere. He's like, all right, I'm gonna cut bait.
Do you think he's trying to? Do you think that LeBron is trying to recruit Tyrese to wherever he is next?
Oh, Bruce, we're not doing this, bro. LeBron to the Pacers next year. Here we go, bro. Here we go, Bruce. Here we go.
Oh no, he's not to the Pacers. Back to Cleveland.
Drag him over to Cleveland.
Right, they're gonna have a big four.
Bruce,
right?
I'm really, really starting to not like this direction you're going, bro. Not liking this.
I'm just saying. Oh man. Okay. So LeBron James, this is his clip, and I thought this was so. I don't even know how to describe it, but I've said multiple times, this is a guy who thinks that we're stupid, and the reason why I say that you will hear momentarily.
The problem is, and it's not I know you don't care, I don't care, but we like we use it as fuel. But right. You have so many watchers of just stat sheets. You have guys that just do like this after the game, and they go to their phone and they look and say, okay, well, Hallie, 14 points, 13 assists, 6, 7 rebounds. They're like, okay, cool. The next game, Hallie, 18 points, 12 assists, 5 rebounds, couple steals, and people read into that shit because everything in the whole narrative of our game is all about like, just get a bucket. He ain't a bucket getter. Well, he's not great. He's overrated. He ain't a bucket getter. Like, how about the fact that we 20 games over 500?
Right.
How about that? How about we're winning, and when I'm on the court, we're in the plus?
Yes.
How about the fact that my teammates love the fact when I'm on the court, they love what we bring to the table? Like, and
just saying. I mean, we probably could stop the segment right there, but we're not going to do that. So I want to get this clear. I want to get the correction. Not get this. I want to make sure I understand clearly. Did LeBron just voice some displeasure that we have many fans who just watch the stats? Did I hear that correctly? Correct me if I'm wrong, Sneak.
Yeah, he did say that.
Mm-hmm. Where does he think that type of mindset and mentality comes from?
Well, seeing as he just told us ring culture is
weird,
stupid. So winnings, Charles Barkley, he mentioned him. He mentioned Allen Iverson. He talked about Steve Nash. He's like, we're just not going to talk about them like they're not great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's going to be really, really hard for him to continue to say, like, I mean, they're only separated by a few months. Like, people haven't forgotten all the things that he said. So
there we go.
It really has not been that long.
Right. So just now on his own show, he's talking about people who only watch the stats. And I've said for a while now, one of the big things is
he really wore that shirt, bro.
Yeah.
That's a real picture.
Guess when that was from?
When?
That was right after he and his family were on vacation. That was after they lost the finals in 11.
Oh, coping.
Yeah. I'll check my stats. Damn. But see, so I've talked for a while about the power of the media, and LeBron more than anyone understands this, right? This is why, LeBron and Clutch. This is why Rich Paul does what he does. This is why LeBron has his show. This is why we know for a fact that they have media plants who push the narrative, because those people, Bootage, I'm getting there, brother. I got you. I got you. I'm getting there. But this is why, people are so stat driven, right? Because this is what they hear. And some of the greatest LeBron defenders in the media constantly point to stats. Here's one.
But you find me a better 5-year peak than LeBron James from 12 to 16. 2012, NBA champion, league MVP, finals MVP. 2013, 27-game winning streak, NBA or league MVP, finals MVP. 2014, shot 58% from the field in the finals, 49%, 50% from three, and the guy guarding him won finals MVP. The next year, 36, 13, and 9 in the NBA finals with Matthew Dellavedova as his second best player on his team, and the guy guarding him won finals MVP. And the next year, 3-1 comeback on a 73-win team.
Correction. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did we not just hear a lot of stats get thrown at us by LeBron James's arguably biggest defender in the mainstream media? We did, right?
Loves him some Bron. Yeah.
Okay. But we just heard a lot of stats, though, right?
I mean, that's kind of always been a thing. Like, everybody who's been a very vocal supporter of LeBron's all-time status, it's always part of it has always been the fact that he's statistically dominant. That's always been a storyline. Right. Okay. So, I mean, but let's, because, Nick Wright, that could just be Nick Wright. And, Bruce just be hating on Bron because he wake up every morning hating on another black man. But let's go ahead. Can we hear from another black man? One who I dare say knows LeBron James very well, and one who I would dare say coached him to a championship. Let's hear what Ty Lue had to say about LeBron and stats.
doing on film. I said, Bron, you got to be better, bro. He's like, what you mean? I got this. I said, I don't care about no stats. You got to be. He said, what you want me to do, T. Lou?
So that was short. That was Ty Lue.
I remember that clip. I do
Right.
remember that
He was
clip.
talking about LeBron at halftime of Game 7 in 2016. Now, I'm going to just play it again because I'm sure some people want to act like they didn't hear that.
Doing on film. I said, Bron, you got to be better, bro. He's like, what you mean? I got this. I said, I don't care about no stats. You got to be. He said, what you want me to do, T. Lou?
So you heard that. When T. Lue was trying to tell him you got to be better, he got ready to start rattling off his stats.
I think we should take a moment though, real quick, Bruce.
Sure.
People say that LeBron never had a great coach. That is an act of a great coach to help realign a megastar's focus on the task at hand.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Which great players tend to stray away sometimes on things like they're caught up in the moment. They need a realignment check, right? Ty Lue provided that. I don't like it when people say things like, never had a great coach, because that's really disrespecting a lot of coaches. But
Right. No doubt. Shout out to my guy, Sports and Fitness Rants. What up? Good to see you, brother. All right. So that's another example of the stats. Now let's go to another one of his great defenders in the media.
LeBron now is number 1 in points, 4th in assists, 9th all time in steals, 9th in threes.
So that was on Undisputed after LeBron broke Kareem's scoring record. Again, a bunch of stats. So
the stats are a big part of LeBron's career. They are.
I don't have a problem with that, Sneed. I don't. Stats are a statistical, numerical representation of what
of productivity. Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is there context to it? Sure, there's context. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't get to talk about stats. Meanwhile, everybody who makes your case is pointing to what? Stats. You wear a shirt that says, check my stats. You are always talking about your stats. And for those who think...
So you're saying that LeBron is a walking contradiction?
Yeah, I've been saying that. It's not new. But for those of you who say, Bruce is just making stuff up, Bruce is just a hater. Okay, cool.
Bro, I've never seen that shirt. That's crazy.
Yeah. Of course, they're not going to advertise that, especially when it happened. So here are some quotes from the man himself, right? He just, remember now, hold on. He just told us that there's so many people just watching the game and watching stats. Not even watching the game, just watching stats. Cool. So let me quote LeBron James here. Quote, I know exactly what I have. I know how many rebounds. I know how many assists. I know how many turnovers. I know how many points. I've always been that way. I know the score. I know how many fouls I have. I know how many fouls the team has. It's just part of my makeup, unquote. Stats, right? But since I'm sure I just made that up because, I wake up every morning hating on LeBron James and hating on a black man, right? I know. Let me quote that same black man again. Quote, I don't need to look at the scoreboard to know what's going on. I know how many times I found a teammate for a bucket. I know how many times I've gone to the glass. It's like a ticker tape running in my head, unquote. So that means he's counting his stats as he goes. Interesting. All right. But since I know I'm just a hater who made that up, let's talk about something else. In a 2018 piece by ESPN's Brian Windhorst and Dave McMenamin, but I know Dave McMenamin probably just makes stuff up, even though he's kind of under that clutch umbrella. But wait a minute, Brian Windhorst, he don't know what he's talking about, except he covered LeBron since LeBron was in high school. But, anyway, in a 2018 piece by ESPN's Brian Windhorst and Dave McMenamin, several teammates and coaches discussed LeBron's photographic memory. They noted that LeBron often, get this, corrects official scorers during timeouts or halftime if he believes a rebound or assist was missed.
Is that real?
Brian Windhorst and Dave McMenamin wrote this. They're respected journalists.
Man, I learned two things today. I've never seen the photo of the stats thing, and I never knew this either.
Tyronn Lue, his coach at the time, mentioned, quote, he'll come to the bench and say, I have 6 rebounds, not 5. And he's always right.
Jeez.
Here's another quote from LeBron James, the guy I make stuff about. I make stuff up about this guy. Quote, I'd be lying if I said I didn't know exactly where I was at. I knew the number was 36 to break the record. I knew every bucket got me closer, unquote. The point I'm trying to make here is it's cool if you know your stats. It's cool if stats are important to you. Stats materially affect your life, right? Stats lead to what? All-star appearances, MVPs, championships. All these things lead to what? Bigger contracts, right? So LeBron James, knowing his stats, there's nothing wrong with that. All that has helped him, along with his greatness, to become the billionaire that we see today. No problem with any of that. Not my issue. My issue is this guy now getting out here and lying and saying things like this.
The problem is, and it's not I know you don't care. I don't care, but we like we use it as fuel. But
right.
you have so many watchers of just stat sheets. You have guys that just do like this after the game and they go to their phone and they look and say, okay, well, Hallie, 14 points, 13 assists, 6-7 rebounds. They're like, okay, cool. The next game, Hallie, 18 points, 12 assists, 5 rebounds, couple steals, and people read into that shit because everything in the whole narrative of our game is all about like, just get a bucket. How can he ain't a bucket getter? Well,
so this is my problem. And this is why I get irritated with this guy, because he acts like we're all stupid. Like no one knows what he says and does. You see what I'm saying? Meanwhile, check my stats. Come on, man. Young disciple. It's not about him talking about Hallie. That's irrelevant. The bigger point is no matter who he's talking about, he could be talking about you, me, Sneed, Hallie, Donovan Mitchell, whoever. The bigger point is he's complaining about people and stats. Meanwhile, everything with him is about stats and always has been. What don't you get about that? This is very simple. But Sneed, I've been talking for a while, man. Go ahead, brother. I want to hear your thoughts on this.
I don't know. It's just, when you do this, right, because you're backtracking on previous comments where it was a different story. You keep talking. I've mentioned this to you, Bruce, about people being on podcasts and it turning into clips and entertainment. You keep talking and then eventually insert foot in mouth, right? So he's saying something that contradicts what he said previously. That happens when you talk a lot. It's more likely to happen when you talk a lot.
Right.
So, I mean, he's going to continue to do these things. It's going to increase the likelihood that they happen. Because I think people like yourself, Bruce, who are very analytical about the things that LeBron says, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with analyzing what somebody is saying, seeing that they self-proclaim to be above reproach. Right? I think LeBron puts himself on a very high pedestal. You're putting a target on yourself, right?
Yes, he should put himself on a high pedestal.
I agree. But when you're setting yourself up, you're putting the target on your back when you do these things. So
there you go.
And people who love you will rush to defend you, and people who hate you will rush to denigrate you for those things, because that's how this thing works. The same buzz that's created from positivity can also be created from negativity. So it's going to create a stir. He's getting the stir he wants, I think.
For sure.
Right? So he's getting that. I'm not of the belief that I need to hear what LeBron has to say in order for me to understand the game better. There are some people out there that probably want to hear what he has to say so it can validate certain things that they believe or understand. I don't listen to what LeBron has to say to understand more basketball. I don't need to be told what is a good way to evaluate hoops. What LeBron said about making the right pass, getting your teammates involved, that's all factual and true.
Sure.
That's the stuff that's actually real.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, is because previously on other episodes, he and a lot of his people who like the LeBron people, it's about his statistical greatness as part of his legacy.
Right.
And now he's trying to downplay it. You can't do both. You can't be a vegetarian and a vegan, or you can't eat beef and then be a vegetarian the next day and then go back to eating beef a week later. It doesn't work this way.
No, it doesn't.
So that's unfortunately, we were talking about Giannis at the beginning of the show.
Yes.
Right. And trying to play both sides. You can't do this. You can't talk about how stats are less impactful, and they're part of the reason why you're viewed the way you are by your favorite people.
And not even that, Sneed. You have admitted yourself on multiple occasions how important stats are to you. Like,
it's you can't undo. There's no undo button. The internet is undefeated, sir.
yeah.
The internet is undefeated, bro. Taxes, death, and the internet having all the things you ever said.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
And I'm a guy that, and maybe this is just not normal. Consistency is a real pet peeve for me. It really bothers me. And especially when it's, other people like that who, because I feel like in situations like this, especially with LeBron, that's a personal insult to me. Obviously, I'm nobody, so I know he's not talking to me personally, but it's a personal insult when people try to play me like I'm stupid. Like, you're saying this as if we don't know what you're about and as if we don't know what you have said and demonstrated consistently over the course of the last 23 years. Come on.
Look, I've always felt like, the platform, the whole mind the game thing, it was supposed to be depth of the game. We really haven't gotten that at any point. There has really been very little depth to the game.
Yeah, I was about to say there's been a little.
That's my only real. So the platform has become self-serving to the point where it's not really bringing value to the game itself. It's bringing and Rich Paul did the same thing when he came out and made his podcast and commentary. It's just narrative control. It's story control.
Exactly.
I don't, bro, I know how good Tyrese Halliburton is. Right. I knew it before you did. LeBron, you just figured out that, bro.
Right.
We, everybody saw the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't need to, I know these things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, we were talking about, players that are underappreciated. I was talking about that with some of my students, and they were like, then they go back and watch these guys. They're like, wow, we all have that ability to recall and know what good basketball is and what quality hoops is, and stats don't tell the whole story.
Right.
Impact and all that. We get that. You know what I mean? Tim Duncan doesn't have all the great stats. He has important ones that are prolific, but dude was a winner.
Mm-hmm.
We put him in conversations with Kobe.
Yeah.
For
sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. And if you go back and remember, this is before you started joining the show regularly, Sneed, before Mind the Game first came out, before the first episode, when I found out it was coming out, I talked about it and I said, this is what it's going to be. It will be another LeBron propaganda arm.
Can you highlight Nino's comment? I'll answer that question.
Sure.
They don't like Hallie. That's why they voted him most overrated, because they don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
He plays in Indiana. He's quiet. I don't know. They don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't politic. What do you want me to tell you?
Right. And who knows? He might be a champion right now. If he doesn't get hurt in that series. So
they almost beat an all-time great defense that we've ever seen.
Yes. So but that's my thing, man. Don't you go out here and you say this stuff, and then we can point back to your minions in the media. We can point back to you specifically. Like, just chill, man. Just chill. Wow. Okay. See, I knew this was coming. There we go. I knew this was coming. How is it? I mean, you know what? I'm not even. So let's go ahead. Let's open up the phone lines. Let's take a couple calls, Steve. Take a couple. 904-219-8264.
You remember the barbershop scene, bro, in Coming to America?
Yes.
You remember that guy, just the old man, the little one, just sitting in their chair, just. I feel like I'm gonna end up just being that guy, bro. At some point, I'm just gonna be chuckling, shoulders shrugging up and down, just laughing, bro.
Oh man, no, that was Eddie and Arsenio did a great job with those characters.
I'm gonna call him Clay. I'm calling Clay. No, where's the spoon?
Way to taste the soup. Oh my gosh, that was classic. That was classic. But yeah, so I mean, I just,
I agree with you though. It's not just the fact that it was in relation to Hallie.
No,
it is the message and the messenger that matter.
Correct.
Yeah, so I kind of get what you're saying, Bruce.
Yeah. Like I don't know, everybody's different, but I'm one of those people, like, I really try to be careful what I say, because I don't like to be caught out there like, well, Bruce, you said this last week. Ooh, damn.
I think it's
reassess. Like, I'm very careful about that.
So a voice like an authority, right? You want to be considered to be credible. You want people to take you seriously, know you're not a flake.
Sure.
You know that you stand on business when it comes to your ideological philosophy or whatever. Yeah, I'm with you.
Right. Young Disciple, what up?
Hey, so what's up, bro? Hey, I seen the little I seen the how you clipped me last week. That was cold, bro. Why you clip me like that, man?
Hey, man, you calling, you wilding out, man.
But I don't be wilding out, bro. Bro, that's just how I talk. Everybody be thinking that I'm talking aggressive, bro. But I'm not talking aggressive. That's why I'm whispering. I call this a whisper right here. But that's why I'm whispering this week, so don't nobody think that I'm talking to any type of way. But that's just how I talk, bro. Like, anytime you ever hear me talk, I talk the same way. So that's why I don't understand you.
I still don't think you should have hung up, YD. We don't want you hanging up on us, man.
Nah, bro. But when it get to the situation where, like Bruce said, I'm hollering or I'm screaming, it's just how I talk. So if my volume is gonna be a problem, like, which y'all ain't the only person who only talk to me sparingly, who might think that like this in the past has been the same situation. So I don't take nothing by it. I just don't like when I've talked to y'all like plenty of times. So I would think that y'all know that hey, that's just Young D. That's just YD. That's just him. I ain't cursing y'all out or ever saying anything disrespectful to y'all. So I don't expect y'all to feel that way. If I was talking to somebody for the first time or something like that, I would be, okay, I can see that. But I've talked to Bruce over 100 times. Bruce, he know how to talk. Like, so it was just that, man. But let me ask y'all a question though. Like, how did y'all feel, or how would you feel if y'all heard Kobe talking about taking bad shots or playing team basketball, or y'all remember the advice he tried to give to LeBron about beating the Warriors, like, and everybody came out and said like this is a example of do as I say, not as I do. Like, LeBron wasn't talking about himself. Like, even when LeBron not talking about himself, y'all pull it back to LeBron. LeBron talking about Halliburton, how he's better than what a stat sheet says. That was that whole conversation right there. But Bruce, you take it from him talking about somebody else and how they're viewed. Hey, let me ask you a question. Don't y'all think that don't y'all think that would be a stupid statement, like, for LeBron to make if he was talking about himself?
He's made a lot of stupid statements. I mean, I've demonstrated that time and time again. The bigger issue here, Young Disciple, is this.
Not really.
The bigger issue is this, right? It doesn't matter if he, like I said, it doesn't matter if he's talking about you, me, Snead, Halliburton, Donovan Mitchell, whoever it may be, Kawhi Leonard. If LeBron James is not the guy that can come out and talk about stats and people placing an inflated importance on stats. So it doesn't matter if it's about him or not. He can't say that.
So how did you feel about Kobe when he was doing detail?
I thought it was really good on the strength of when he was doing detail, like, we actually got what we were supposed to be getting from that, like the actual film breakdown, X's and O's. It wasn't a bunch of self-aggrandizing propaganda. Like, we actually got the detail.
Yeah. That's because he was talking about other people. Okay, so how would you feel if Kobe Bryant was talking about playing team basketball? Like I'm saying, I'm just using Kobe as a. I'm not using him per se, because I mean I think Kobe a top 10 player, like all. But what I'm saying is that how would y'all feel if he was speaking about like playing team basketball?
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
And that's what I'm saying right there. Like you, because you're basically saying, like when y'all say the hypocrite part. Like to me, you can say if I'm talking about somebody else, bro, I can give my honest assessment of what I feel, especially when I'm talking about how the basketball world views Halliburton. Sneed, you just said that you knew Halliburton was better. You knew Halliburton was great before LeBron.
No. I'm saying I didn't need LeBron to tell me. I knew it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Then I think LeBron ain't talking to you. Then
Obviously, he's not talking to me.
Okay. I mean, Steve, like, let's not get too carried away with it.
Well, so to go back to your point, you brought up the detail thing with Kobe. Like, that's I would agree with that statement too. Like what Bruce said, the thing that we got with detail was exactly what we thought we were getting. I'm still waiting for the platform, and this is a tangent. I'm still waiting for the platform Mind the Game to actually be what it was supposed to be, which it still hasn't really done that. So, like, but I get what you're saying. This is about Halliburton, and it's okay. So it's commendable that he's kind of like sticking up for a player, but the message and the messenger might be kind of like off in this. You know what I mean?
Okay. So maybe y'all should just focus on the message then.
I think the message is good.
So if the message is good, why are y'all killing the messenger?
Because he doesn't exemplify the message
about himself. Like Sneed. This is what I'm saying, Sneed. Like understand this, bro. Like you're coming off like you're a basketball savant.
I love basketball, bro. I love it.
Loving basketball, bro, and knowing basketball is two different things, Steve. So, and what I'm saying is that maybe he's not speaking for the people whose perception or intellect about basketball is at the level of yours. That's what I'm saying.
I got you. Okay.
But taking every statement that LeBron makes and see, and this is what I'm saying, bro. Like y'all like to draw it and frame it as this is somebody that defends LeBron. Man, bro, like at some point in time, bro, I'm saying the more that y'all critique everything about LeBron, the more y'all make people have to defend LeBron or make people like LeBron who don't like LeBron. Like, and it's not, and it shouldn't even be about all that, bro. Like that's just how I feel. Y'all, like, if every statement LeBron make, bro, it's gonna be something about like, where do we draw the line if we do? I mean, that's all I got to say, bro.
All right.
I appreciate the call.
So
brother.
basically, what Young Disciple is saying is we shouldn't be up here discussing this topic because we do this too much to LeBron.
I mean,
that's kind of how it closed, right? He's basically saying, all right, LeBron makes a statement, everybody gets in a tizzy and starts analyzing everything he says.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, he's up here trying to tell people how to think about basketball. I think the authority matters.
Yeah.
Has he earned the credibility with fans across all segments of the fans, right? So myself included, or yourself, Bruce, like it. I mean, I just know that when someone walks through hell wearing gasoline drawers, you don't expect to catch on fire.
Right. And
like
it's funny, as you say that, Buttigieg, I don't know, Buttigieg is always reading my damn mind, but LeBron put himself under this microscope with his attitude. See, this is the thing. This is exactly the thing. LeBron himself and LeBron fans, they want him to get all the attention and all the adulation that comes with being the face of the NBA, and that's fine. But where in life does a coin not have two sides? It's not possible.
Nobody,
with all that attention, people are going to scrutinize you, and there's going to be negatives.
Nobody does this with Kawhi Leonard. Why? Because he doesn't talk.
But
right. Kawhi Leonard was viewed as the best basketball player in the world at one point. That was a conversation people were having. Right or wrong, it was happening. So it's not because LeBron's the greatest player. It's because LeBron is a great player with notoriety that also has a mouth that runs like hot water.
Mm-hmm. And has a bunch of media plants that,
try to control.
And I always say it. LeBron fans believe, and they want you to believe and get upset when you don't believe that he walks on water, heals the sick, and raises the dead. That is how they want you to see LeBron. And if you don't, you're a hater and this, that, and the third. And it's like, come on, man. Come on. Again.
Look, man, it's so if you question anything LeBron says, you're a problem.
Or does. Yes, correct.
You know, if you don't like or approve of everything, leave him alone. You know, like I can't. No.
Right.
No. Whatever he gets, the world always gives you what you deserve, bro. In the long run, the world will give you what you deserve.
Right. And listen, LeBron has, again, see, this is the thing. I've said it time and time again. He's had an incredible career, one of the best ever. He's up there as one of the all-time great players. Where you put him, that's your own choice. But he's done all these things. But just because I'm not gonna worship him like some others do, like it doesn't make
you
me.
Remember my quote from last week, Bruce?
Which one was that, Steve?
Do you remember the quote from last week?
What was it? No,
you don't remember it,
man. I told you I got bad short-term memory, man. What's the quote?
Not everybody loves him the way that you love him.
Oh, yeah. And there's a lot of people that get very upset by that. Absolutely.
They can respect and appreciate on different levels.
Sure.
In different ways.
Right.
And I think, you know, if this is about insecurity, it's just something you're going to have to overcome. You know, I mean, I don't personally identify with athletes as part of my personal identity.
Right.
So I don't need to rush to defend anybody or anything, bro. If somebody hates Hakeem, I mean, so be it. What am I supposed to do about that, bro? If somebody hates or doesn't like Kareem as much as I do, what am I supposed to do, bro?
I was going to bring that up. What's the point? Sean, what's good, man?
Man, what's up, Bruce? What's up, Sneed?
John, what up?
You guys have a great morning.
Hey, you too, bro.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. Now, even though I be on LeBron James, you know, obviously for my own reasons or valid reasons, people gotta understand that not everyone is gonna like your player, bro. And you know what I mean? You know, I grew up in LA. There's people who absolutely cannot stand Kobe Bryant, even the media. And so, but he pushed through. He forced people to respect him in that type of way, and history had changed. LeBron James, not once in his career, has forced people to change his minds about him. Not once. You know what I mean? Even though people could say, how about his Cleveland title, at the end of the day, you had constructed a trio with, you know, Kyrie and Kevin Love. The same way you actually construct a trio with D Wade and Chris Bosh. And now, you know what I mean, you're trying to construct a trio with James Harden and
that's hold on, that's speculation, bro. Let's not speak like that is a definitive statement.
I can't wait, Sneed. I can't.
Hey, I'm sorry, bro. Like I saw, you see the recent games. Like the dude was giddy up when he faced against weak teams. Like he acted like this is like Candyland for him. Like when he faced against the weakest team. Like I saw him like face against what was the recent game that I saw that he played against? He played against for the Lakers. What game I saw?
He plays really good against the Utah Jazz.
It was the freaking Brooklyn Nets, and dude was like, he was treating this like, man, yeah, I'm gonna play the entire time when you don't even have to. Bro. Like the dude's competitive energy is absolute garbage, and you wonder why people be like, man, why they don't, you know, worship you. You know what I mean? If you really, you know, you're really that guy, you would not be acting like this against weak teams. You should be acting like this against stronger teams. But, you know what I mean? To here and there. But yeah, man, like, you know, if you guys like that stat loving, oh, he broke every milestone type of thing every single time, that's on you. For all the bronzexuals out there. But as for me, I can't do that, man. Like, you gotta have to win games. You gotta win championships. You gotta do something that is like that'll make you look vulnerable, like or formidable, instead of, you know, doing the other crap. Because this type of thing he does not produce to win games. Like, come on, man. You come on, you guys. You saw the stream. Maybe you have a 65-inch, 75, or whatever. You saw him actually when he broke milestones. The team lose by 30 and 40. Like
he doesn't, at this point of his career, Sean, he doesn't impact the winning like he used to.
Correct.
So I'm not even looking
I
at
agree.
it from that standpoint. Like this version of Bron is my least favorite of LeBron. He's
Oh, my
like, if
least.
we're talking about the game, like he probably should foul out in the third quarter because of offensive fouls. His defensive effort is, even when he tries, it's just slow laterally. I don't even think about LeBron anymore in that respect. I'm not evaluating his game all time as his career. I don't look at this part and say, okay, this is an important part of his career. It's really not.
Right.
The most important part of his career was, his ascension, becoming a great player, and then his peak, and then kind of like, I would say the first couple years in LA, right? Because everybody still saw him as like an all pro and all NBA. So like but like at this point, I mean, he's not impacting winning. They're getting bounced out of the playoffs early. He can't really keep up with these younger guys. They're running him off the floor. I'm not looking at this and holding him to that standard. I would like to see him be a contributor to the winning of a team, but he doesn't have to be the reason they're winning.
Yeah, man. Even with that type of job, he can't even do that right. He doesn't contribute. He takes contribute.
I think he's struggling with the concept of, him being an ancillary piece as opposed to the piece.
Yeah. And in fairness to him, that's hard to do when
it is
a piece your entire life. I can't imagine how difficult that must be.
Especially on a team that has Luka and Austin Reeves.
Yeah. You've clearly and definitively been the best player on every team you've ever been on. And now you have to accept that you're not quite that anymore. That can't be easy. So I get it.
He wasn't even the best player when the AD came through, but they gave him a finals MVP,
Are you talking about the 2020 ring?
Yeah.
Anthony Davis was a better player at that point.
Yeah, you're right. Not by a lot.
He was the best two-way player in the team while he was a secondary player.
Anthony Davis was in MVP discussions 13 months ago.
That's a
league MVP.
Yeah. That's a great point. But all right, Sean, I appreciate the call, brother. Thanks, man.
Salute, Sean.
No problem.
All right, man.
Yeah, people forget, man. AD.
Solid call from Sean.
Anthony Davis, bro.
Yeah, he was good.
Such
Steve, king of the chat. What's good, my man?
Body's deceiving him.
What up, fellas?
What's going on?
What up, Steve? What up, man?
What up, Steve? Hey, I just wanted to call in.
Yes.
I didn't get to contribute as much because I wanted to talk about stats. I was listening, but I was busy running 4 miles at the gym.
Dang.
And then I did 20 minutes in the sauna at 190. And I just want to talk. I wanted to call in to debunk you guys.
Steve trying to
you
die.
guys are haters. Stats are everything.
Oh, here we go.
I'm getting a T-shirt printed that has 4 miles, 20 minutes sauna that I can show everybody in the gym that I am the GOAT of that gym. But I just wanted to let everyone know that I wanted to, my stats and how it is the absolute only argument necessary. But don't you guys talk about my stats. That's for me to talk about, nobody else. But yeah, I just had to call and give my 2 cents. The stats are that important. And yeah, it's been a great.
Steve, I appreciate you not questioning my orientation earlier. That was appreciated.
Bruh. You can't make this up.
Hey.
I'm behaving. Bruce, I know we're live.
I did see it. I just want to let him know I acknowledged it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That is crazy work. Sneed, you said a lot. Now, I'm not trying to be like of men of faith.
Yes.
When you hear that type of stuff, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? You say, "Oh, idolatry." This is crazy work, bro. Like, he's just another man that believes the same way as I do. Like, he ain't God. What are we doing here? But that's what Braun's sexuality is. It's a cult. And I'm not a fan of Kool-Aid, so I don't drink Kool-Aid.
Oh, my goodness.
But I just wanted to call and let you guys know my stats, where I stand. I will print you guys T-shirts if you're interested.
4 miles, 20 minutes strong.
20 minutes.
Check Steve's
4 miles,
stats.
20 minutes sauna. Those are the stats for today. day. I am the GOAT of the gym. And I wish you both a very blessed day.
Hey, thank you, Steve.
I
Same
will
to you,
talk.
bro.
I'll talk at you both later.
Hey, appreciate you, Steve. Thank you.
All right, fellas.
All right, brother. Caller from Maryland. I saw a caller from Maryland. Call us back.
Shout out to Maryland.
Yeah, I saw that Maryland caller. Call us back.
Yo, did you watch the Cavs game yesterday? Did you see the beard in action, bro?
No, I didn't, man. I didn't.
Woo woo.
I watched I watched some of until it got out of hand. I was watching the Spurs and the Mavs. I don't know why I thought that game was going to be competitive, man. Spurs are good, bro.
Yeah.
Spurs are good. And I watched that OKC Houston game.
Yeah.
Şengün is my guy, man. I like
that
Şengün.
boy good, bro.
That boy good.
Everybody says KD is the best player in that team.
Hard to say he's not. It's hard to say he's not.
I know, but I can both sides of the game, right?
Yeah.
And what Şengün brings to the table, he's all NBA second team, bro. So I'm just saying, like,
look,
this conversation is not easy.
No, but I love the fact that when you're dealing with KD on that team, and this is what I said when they first got him, is that when you need a bucket, you know he can get you one. And that's
no doubt, bro. No doubt.
Specifically for that. Call us.
Şengün's turned out to be a bucket too, bro. Chill out.
Hey, man. Hey, this is Brucey, man. What's going on with
Brucey?
You got a new phone, man?
This is my landline. Listen.
You ain't got no landline. You're lying, bro.
No, listen, though.
What's up,
Don't
brother?
be on here a bash. And first of all, happy Super Sunday for y'all boys, man.
Yes, sir.
Sunday, bro.
Yeah, man. I hear y'all on here going in on LeBron. Let's not get you. Let's not act like LeBron don't have cachet.
Got cachet.
I don't know,
big cachet.
Let me ask you this, Bruce. Hey, Bruce, first of all, I missed a little at the beginning of the topic. Like, give me a quick, little summary. What's the main topic of the discussion?
So the issue was he had Tyrese Halliburton on his on Mind the Game, and they were talking about it, and apparently, Tyrese Halliburton got voted as most overrated or whatever, and so LeBron was talking about stats and how you have so many people who are now not watching the game, but they're just checking the stats and going by the stats, and that's what it really set me off. That coming from him, right? That's why I went into it like, okay, that's what we're doing now.
Okay.
All right. So that's when I had to break that down.
Okay.
You know how I do.
You LeBron #1 hater. That's why I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted in Sneed, and he was the first. He was a LeBron guy.
Look up. Disgusted by me? Why?
Guy. He was a LeBron guy, bro, at one point in time. Every time I look up as of recent, you get going in on him about something. I mean, that man can't even breathe. Y'all, that man can't even breathe. That man can't even voice out.
Why you always messing with me, Brucey? Why you always do this, bro?
I'm just saying, you and Brucey. Both Sunday, y'all here speaking about the goddamn LeBron James. What he got to say to Tyrese Halliburton?
One of these days we're gonna play that game, bro. Who would you rather? Right? We're gonna talk. We're gonna do players, and I think I'm gonna surprise you, bro.
I mean, damn, Sneed. I mean, it ain't gonna surprise me. I get it. You was a Cleveland guy. You're still a little bitter from leaving for the second time. I get it. A little bit.
There was no, bro. There was a championship upon the exit. There's no love lost. The love is there, bro.
The love can't be there. How you talking about in the past couple weeks, man? That's all I hear you up here.
Look at Bruce messing with me, psychological, bro.
Like, listen, it's like LeBron can't even walk, can't even breathe without some damn controversy about. God damn, and you, Brucey, I hear you up here. He just discuss you with every little thing he do, Bruce. So I get your point. We didn't have this discussion 1,000 times. I'm not going to get into it with you about LeBron. We already know how you feel about him. Your disdain and your disgust for him.
Hey, Brucey, real quick. Brucey, who's better, LeBron the analyst or LeBron the player?
I like LeBron the analyst. So, and another thing I heard about you, Sneed, over here whining and complaining about. I don't want to hear nothing about when LeBron talking basketball. I don't need no knowledge from him. Stop it, Sneed. If LeBron walks in your room right now, you'll have a 3-hour discussion with him about basketball. Stop
Yeah,
it.
but would he be based on no, I but I'll respond to that. If do you think Mind the Game is promoting technical parts of the game that I would be interested in?
Basketball, bro. This is not the first in the talking ball. Everybody got damn podcasts. Still the whole damn NBA got a damn podcast. God damn. So they're talking ball, man. I mean, so like I was saying, Sneed, talk about you wasn't. Oh, did LeBron talk? I don't even know knowledge from LeBron about basketball. I know about basketball. What, you holier than thou, Sneed?
If he's gonna tell me that stats don't matter that much, I know that.
I'm saying that's LeBron just be saying stupid shit.
There we go. Say that again. Say that again. I knew I would. Yeah, there you go. I knew I just had to wait.
Everybody, I mean, stupid opinion. I mean, his opinion is good sometimes, but goddamn,
stupid. Come on, stupid.
He's a kid.
I knew I just had to wait.
Go ahead, man. He's just a good kid, but goddamn, you nothing. I mean, he can't say nothing. Sneed, give him a break, Sneed. I know. It hurt. He left Cleveland.
Why does he keep saying that, bro?
Because if he's a Cleveland guy, through hard.
Bro, we got a championship. They're talking about building this dude a statue here. What you mean, bro?
There's a statue there.
But that's what I'm saying is what is the narrative that everybody's upset that he left?
I don't know.
You got Bruce, Super Bowl Sunday, he on here complaining about some damn stat pad. Man, stop it, man. The man gonna retire you when
I didn't say anything about stat pad.
You're going to miss him, Bruce.
You know why? Bruce, do you know why I'm not going to miss him? Do you know why? Because even when he's done playing, he's not going anywhere. Do you really believe this dude can go sit down and not be in the spotlight? He's not going anywhere. He's going to continue to give us content. I'm trying to tell you, he's not going anywhere even when he's not playing. Just wait. You'll see. He has to have it. He's obsessed with the attention.
Hey, Bruce, I know you're passionate for LeBron. I get it.
Am I what?
You're real passionate. You're passionate toward LeBron hatefully.
No.
There's a passion of hate.
I don't
know
him.
Of passion.
I don't know him.
Hey, man, let me stop messing with y'all. Hey, boys, let me plug y'all over and land a plane. Let me land a plane. Listen, YD came on here clean this morning. I heard him. YD wasn't yelling at nothing, was it?
No, YD did not yell today. Not at all. Not at all.
He did. He was nice.
He was, yeah, bro. Because he didn't want to get the message misconstrued. He wanted to be clear about it.
You see how he was all nice and calm. Hey man, tonight, man, I can't wait for tonight. It's tonight where we got 9 more months for football again. God damn it. Shit, yeah. About 10 months. We got 10 more months before football start again.
No, they start playing football at the end of the summer, man.
I'm talking about real games.
Playoff games? Yeah, I feel you, bro.
Week one starts.
Week 1's in September.
We got 8 months. Then we got 9. Man, what can he add? God damn, Brucey. But man, y'all boys have a great Sunday, man. Thanks for letting me call in, fellas.
All right, Brucey. Always messing with me, man. Bro, he's really trolling all the damn time. He's that same thing, bro. And then at the end, I'm just,
you fell for it. But all right, y'all, we are going to go ahead. We are going to leave it right here, man. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. As always, thank you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to SMT Media Network as well. We will be back with you. And we know that if you watch a show like this, you enjoy sports talk and sports content. So that means you have other people in your orbit that you talk sports with. Please share this show with them. Oh, hold on. One more call.
Who that?
Nino. What up, Nino?
What's going on with y'all guys, man?
What up, man?
You know it's Super Bowl Sunday, Bruce. You can't be manipulating the guys like this.
Hold up real quick. Nino, before you even do anything, do you agree with Bruce? I hate LeBron. Do you agree with that statement?
Not this Bruce, the other Bruce.
The other Brucey said, I hate LeBron. Do you agree?
No. I don't really think this Bruce hates LeBron. Now, I don't think he likes the antics and all that.
Correct.
I heard Bruce get props. If you want to hear hate, then you got to talk to y'all boy. What's his name? The one be working out.
Oh, yeah. Robin. Yeah, Robin cooks him. Robin cooks him all day.
He doesn't hate LeBron either. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, but he cooks him for all the things, though. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, well, LeBron asked for that.
No, it's anything somebody do. No. It's different. Like what you talk about, most of it is basketball related or some type of antics. That's understandable, but now you just talking about every day. And you don't even talk about Burn every day. Y'all don't talk about Burn every day.
I don't know. I think Brucey's messing with me, man.
One else you done brought him up most of the time.
Okay.
Y'all do a whole football show. Y'all football show don't discuss Burn.
Right.
But
we love football over here.
On this case,
Uh-huh.
I think YD was right. The point was making.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta see. That's why you gotta listen to the whole thing. They were talking about.
I did.
The NBA voted Tyrese Halliburton overrated, and everybody started running with it.
Right
now, you would think that basketball players have become the things that y'all have, that we all have, right?
You would think
to know that, especially at the point guard position, it's more to it than just going and stats. We know this, but that's why it's hard to take up for players sometimes, all the time, because they be doing stuff. You like, how could you vote Tyrese Halliburton the most overrated? And then the next year, he leads to the finals with, if you're a pro basketball man, you understood what the point guard position used to be when we would come up,
mm-hmm.
then you know it's not all about scoring and setting teammates up and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So Snead, he had a point. He could have very well seen it. And just because these guys are in the NBA, that don't mean that they are covering the NBA. Just because y'all got that knowledge, that don't mean that these guys got that knowledge.
Okay, so can I interrupt you for a second, Nino?
Oh, go ahead, Bruce.
I totally hear what you're saying there, and I hear what YD is saying there, and you guys make a great point. But doesn't that prove the point? Because the entire thing of Mind the Game, according to LeBron, was supposed to be to teach people what we don't know about basketball. And I've also said on this show, that in the first couple episodes, I was like, okay, this is not terrible. You know, there was some good X's and O's stuff. But you see, well, you saw from the very beginning, but you see they've almost completely abandoned that, and now it's just like the propaganda. So, like, I don't understand the argument.
Well, that's true there. I'm talking about from what we were talking about of how they get into the stats and the overrated. So,
okay,
I get your point too, but I'm just saying for this particular topic,
mm-hmm.
right? Now, your point is the same. You gotta have stats too, but so it's like two things to be true, right? Because I agree with you. You gotta have the stats.
Sure.
But to Snead point, most of us know in any sport, mostly, but especially basketball, points or just stats don't tell the whole story of how good a player is. So I think that's what we focus on. Tyrese Halliburton is pretty good. I consider him. He would have been a great point guard back in when we came up, but I don't even know if I think they don't even count them guys as great no more. Like Chris Paul be considered great coming up now? Yeah, he was like a 2-point guard guy.
Yeah. Listen, if Mark Price played today, can you understand how destructive that dude would be? Think about it. Con Knipple is out here killing. Mark Price would be an animal in today's league.
A young Robert Horry.
Mark Price is he's like 50, he'd be 50, 40, 90.
He did it then.
Yeah, so he would be more prolific at 50, 40, 90.
He'd be Damian Lillard. But see, that's history. See, we doing stuff that right there, what y'all just did, that stuff you can't even get on ESPN no more. The young guys ain't gonna know or appreciate Mark Price, right? So if you don't know Mark Price, look him up. I appreciate that, guys.
No doubt, man.
We gotta watch the Super Bowl.
Hey, look, I'm good with that.
Oh, man. All right, man. Y'all hold it down. Please.
All right, Nino. Enjoy the game, man.
Oh,
Enjoy
man.
the game, brother. All right, man. All right, y'all. We're gonna leave it right here. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy your Super Bowl. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. And we out. Peace.